And so I get out of the car and I turn the corner and he'd like walked all the way down.
That's nice.
And then I
man.
felt really bad for judging him.
Did you judge him though, or were you just cautious?
Actually, I was just cautious. And it was fair because I shouldn't have put myself in that situation.
Yeah.
I was silly. Little bit,
A bit silly.
A bit silly. A bit slay.
Oh gosh. I remember at uni, this girl came. Oh, I think I've told you this.
No.
This girl came in. You don't know the story yet. I just said girl.
I would have remembered it straight away if there was a girl involved.
Loser. No, I'm pretty sure I've told you this. The girl that walked in, she's like, sorry I'm late or whatever. It was in my online newsroom unit. And she was like, I just went to the physio or whatever. And then she was saying, yeah.
And then
It's
everyone
like,
put
I
up
don't know
a
if it's
stink.
sexist, but I don't really want a guy touching me. And then everyone was like, yeah, it's a little bit sexist, but blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't think it's sexist at all. I think it's pretty responsible of you to
Pretty
not
fair.
want to be on your own because she was saying it was a random dingy physio, and the receptionist was a man, and then there was just one awkward room with the male physio. And she's like, I didn't want to go in. So I think she ended up leaving, or I don't know if she did it. I'm not sure. And she's like, and I had to take like my shirt off, and like she was in a sports bra.
Yeah,
She
that's
goes,
the
she didn't want to
thing
do that
with the guy.
in this like dingy thing. And I was like, I think that's pretty responsible of you. Anyway, and then at the end of the semester, we went, our last class was at a pub.
Sorry, my mum messaged. Your last class was a pub.
Was a pub, yeah.
Like you went to the pub.
Yeah, for our last class. And I was sitting opposite her and we were talking the whole time on the end.
Were you?
Yeah, so it was all the lefties
and
the lefty lecturer. And then it was us on the end and we were talking.
Oh, so just you
And
two
then I
alone
was like,
talking?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She's beautiful. Anyway.
Anthony!
Well,
People are going to
she was a
believe
nice girl.
you.
No, she was engaged. I think she's
cute.
married by now.
I hope so.
And,
anyways, whatever.
No, she'd be married by now, but she had set the date, I'm pretty sure, for her wedding by then anyway. I think she's Greek Orthodox.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway, so like we found out, well, I think we had an idea anyway, but then we found out at the pub that we were like conservatives.
Yeah.
So we were talking the whole time, and then we both left at the same time.
Mm.
And then we're walking, I don't know where, we were walking for a little bit and then we ended up splitting at some point. But we were walking together and then I said to her, do you remember that time you said whatever about the physio? And then she's like, yeah. And I go, everyone said that you were sexist for it. And I was like, why? I was like, what the heck? Like, you're not sexist or whatever. Like, we were just remembering the time.
Yeah.
And then she was like, yeah, I know. She goes, I knew, but I just wanted to get a feel of
Oh,
like
the rest of the class.
Yeah, where people were
That's
at.
smart of her.
Yeah, I was like, what a genius, bro.
That's so good.
We were dying of laughter. I was like, that's so good, man. Anyway.
I don't know how it's related, but it reminds me, last night I was watching Maths with my parents. Married at First Sight.
Yeah,
it's
thanks.
sorry, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's not me that watches it. I promise. I watch it with them and I love it because it's the drama. I understand it's a disgrace of marriage, but anyways, and they brought back this thing where they have to do wife swaps. Or but it's not like you actually like marry and date someone new. It's that like it's part of feedback week. So they say as part of feedback and to like get insight from other couples, they swap the girls with different guys and they stay with them for 3 days. And there was a Colombian Catholic, I think she's Colombian, or Cambodian. No. Very different. Colombian. Is Cambodia like...
Colombia is like...
Yeah, like Espanol.
Sophia, what's her name?
Yeah. I think she's Colombian.
Colombia.
Yeah.
Cambodia is Africa.
Oh my goodness, is it?
Or Asia.
I thought it was near India.
Cambodia is Asia, sorry.
Anyways, she's Colombian.
Asia or Africa.
And she's like breaking down in tears. She's like, in the outside world, it's just like, I would never do this. It's so wrong. Another girl's sleeping in my bed. He could be showering and she's in the room next door. And like, you never know. This goes against everything that that I believe in. And then it cuts like the family like saying grace before the meal together and everything. And I don't know why it reminded me. That was so irrelevant. But I was just thinking because, okay, I don't know.
It goes against everything she stands for. That's obviously fake, cuz.
That's not fair.
She's on
She's
Married
desperate.
at First Sight. She's on Married at First Sight. You cannot possibly be a practicing Catholic and be on Married at First Sight. I'm sorry. I know it sounds judgmental, but you just can't
but
be.
there is surely you can at least draw certain lines. People that don't practice the faith properly still have values, or
No,
have.
they don't. No, I'm joking.
Anthony.
I'm kidding.
You can still obviously know when something's very wrong. Like, it's harder to be like, oh yeah, I need a man, I want to get married, I'm older, whatever. So she goes on.
I'm sorry, no.
I think you're being very judgmental.
You can't go on a
Just
show.
because she's on maths.
You can't go on a show that degrades marriage, that makes marriage out to be a joke, basically, and that
But
contributes.
obviously her faith is not that deep. Or she doesn't have that much understanding of the faith to know not to do that, obviously.
But she'll go and marry a man that she doesn't know and live with him.
Blah, blah, all right. No, I'm saying okay, but what? She can either be not Catholic at all or very, very Catholic. With is it black and white like that?
Damn straight it is.
No, you're not getting it.
You're either for Jesus or you're not.
But
Okay?
Anthony,
And if you're on the fence,
that doesn't matter. She was brought up in a certain way. It's like going and partying, getting drunk and whatever, and then someone offers you drugs and you're like, no, I shouldn't. Like, you're at the club, you shouldn't have been there. Occasion of sin. You got drunk, shouldn't have done that.
questionable, but yes,
Whatever.
I agree.
You shouldn't have done that. To get drunk is a sin. But then someone offers you drugs, and it's like, okay, I've done these two things that are pretty questionable. I definitely know this third one is absolutely wrong and not good for me and not right. I'm not going to do that. You can't say, okay, like, obviously their reasoning is not 100%. You can't say, but you can't not commend her or them for that last part, for at least saying no to drugs, for at least saying no to sleeping in the bed with another man that's not your husband. She believes it's her husband, obviously.
Nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, that was actually a really good analogy.
Thank you.
That it makes sense. Good point. It's a good point.
You just hate the show.
Well, it just seems inconsistent to me to be like, to go on the show and do what they do and then go, no, this is too far. Like, this certain point here, that's way too far. It's like, but what? Like,
obviously, though, she's not close enough in her faith to know that a show like that is not actually a representation of what real marriage is, and doesn't even give you a real marriage. Or I don't know if they do it behind the scenes or something, but I doubt it because they're still like questioning whether they're going to stay together or not. So it's like, I don't even know. In that ceremony, is it a legal certificate? Like, do they actually get married? I'm not sure. Like, legally?
I don't know.
I mean, they do a whole thing and they
Follow the
say,
show.
I do, but are they signing papers? Or are they just saying words? Because do the words mean anything if papers weren't signed legally? Or do you have to sign papers?
I don't know what the concept of the show is really.
It's
Other
literally
than-
you get married at first sight. They don't meet each other.
Yeah,
Just-
but like, I don't know if it's actual marriage, like legally.
Oh, right.
Because that would be a silly thing. Because then
The show is
9
about...
out of 10 couples
yeah.
would break up.
Yeah.
And then what do you have to get a legal divorce then and all that stuff? It's like, no.
I was actually thinking about this yesterday. If they break up, for their next relationship, do they be like, yeah, I've been married before? Or do they just say, yeah, I went on Married at First Sight?
They'll say,
They'd say both, but
no, I imagine they say, I've been on Married at First Sight.
I mean, if you break up on that show, I feel like you wouldn't want to acknowledge it as any sort of
No,
actual
no.
marriage.
They know it's a sham. People know that it's a sham. Even the people with no morals. They know this marriage is not real. It's dating. They're literally on. It's like
Speed
it's just
dating.
another dating show,
Yeah.
but they live like they're married, and they get married.
Okay, so
it makes a mockery. It's a mockery of marriage, of the institution of marriage. It's a degradation of the sacrament and the institution itself. It it contributes to the constant attack and attempts to like
break down the
destroy-
family.
destroy marriage and the family. It contributes to all of that. Married at First Sight. What's the other one?
Love
all
is
those
Blind.
dating shows. Yeah, Love is Blind.
Love Island. Jokes, you don't get married on that.
I don't even know what Love Island is,
I've
but
never watched it. I don't know.
they're just silly. You shouldn't be watching them. You shouldn't be giving them ratings. You shouldn't be giving them views. You shouldn't be like digesting any of that rubbish.
Do you know the saddest one? There was a new one that was started by the same. So Love is Blind is always, or the American version is always run by that. They're a couple, like it's a married couple. And I feel like if you saw their faces, you'd know them. But they started a new show, or they're hosting a new show. Sorry. It's called The Ultimatum. And it's relationships that, like, where they've been dating forever. And if you go on the show, it's like an ultimatum. By the end of it, you either get married or like agree to get married, or you break off the relationship. Like, it's meant to make or break relationships. But during the thing, with the other couples that come on, they make them swap, like do actual wife and couple swaps and whatever. And then like it just ends up that people cheat on their partners, and it's like, it's really sad that, like, don't you find that so much more sad than coming on at like a Love is Blind or a Married at First Sight thing where it's like,
I think they're all as dumb as each other. But
that one just seems so shocking.
Yeah, that's a filthy show. But that
Filthy, dirty world.
but that is a consequence of years and years of, like, decades of trying to destroy marriage and all that stuff and the whole sexual revolution or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's also a result of what you might think are not as bad shows as Love is Blind and Married at First Sight and all that stuff. It's all garbage, all of that stuff. Anyway, they're being stupid. What's really been on my mind throughout this conversation since we mentioned it is whether Cambodia is in Africa or Asia.
It's
and
in
Cambodia
Asia.
is Asia. I can't believe I even second guessed that. Cambodia is like, what's it called? What was it? The Khmer Rouge or whatever? I don't even know if I'm saying
Asking
that
the
right.
wrong person, failed geography.
Well, Khmer Rouge is history, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
they were like, in Cambodia, they like, you don't know about the Khmer Rouge? I could be saying that so wrong, by the way.
Cambodia.
Yeah, I'll search it up for you. Because you're not going to know how to spell it. Okay.
The genocide?
Yes. You don't know this?
No.
So,
Kampuchea.
I don't know. Anyway, it's really
1.5
disturbing.
to 2 million deaths
Yeah.
of civilians.
Yeah, it was it was a communist party.
A quarter of the population in 1975.
What? I didn't know that.
Oh my gosh. It was a communist movement.
Do you know who has... So, Spanian did a vlog and he went there to Cambodia. And he went to like their... I don't know what you would call them. Like, it's, I guess, their version of concentration camps and whatever. And he was crying in the episode because it was just so disturbing. Like, the stuff, they were like, you can still go and see stuff, the prisons that they were in, and they're like they're just brick, like no wider than this half of the couch,
My God.
and they're just bricks going up, and you just stayed there, and there were like blood stains still on the floor and all this stuff, and then there were like piles of, there are different sections in this whole big land part. I don't know why I can't think of words, but anyway, of where like bodies were buried, like they're like little, almost not even graveyards, because they weren't due any respect. But I was like, I think they used to like kill children by like slamming their heads on trees or something like that. Like it was weird stuff. I could be wrong about that, but it was like that sort of style execution. It's horrible stuff. Anyway, but Spanian does a really, like, it's such a good vlog on that. Anyway, so Cambodia's in Asia. Speaking of that stuff, seen like all the persecutions and stuff in Syria.
I haven't been able to look at it properly because of Fiat, but
me neither. But I've just seen.
I've just seen like the one thing that people have been sharing. I've been bad and checking Insta stories, but yeah, it's. I don't actually know. I'm not very educated on what's happening in Syria, but it's very sad. And everyone's saying like there's no social media, or like there is stuff on social media, but mainstream media coverage.
No way
of it, which was so opposite when it was happening in Palestine. Yeah. Oh, Gaza, wherever the stuff was happening.
Yeah. Well, they just pick and choose when they want to cover something, and then they'll push their own agenda.
Yeah, exactly.
Each time.
And then everyone that was posting the Gaza stuff is radio silence. Like.
Yeah. People don't care. It's a problem when the same people that are posting to kill children in the womb and stuff are then posting to save lives in certain places. There's a contradiction there. I
swear.
And then they only do that when it suits
their agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
believe
it suits their agenda. And then they forget all the rest. It's like, just be consistent. You can have the wrong view, but at least be consistent.
Yeah.
Then we can have a conversation. Anyway, people are annoying. But that's sad, so we should really keep them in our prayers. It's Syria and Iraq, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
It's like it's all over the Middle East, and it's not anything new. But there have been persecutions in the Middle East, like constantly, for decades. Like this isn't something that's just happening now, but there's no coverage on it. No one knows about it.
Yeah.
And the same goes for Africa. There are constant persecutions of Christians. They're just being executed left, right, and center. And like I think Nigeria is one of the worst in terms of that. Christians are being killed for their faith. It's like it's nothing new, but mainstream media will never cover that stuff.
Yeah.
No chance. Anyway, so that's why good Catholics, or just good people in general with morals, should really be getting into media and politics and all that. Shouldn't be deterred from joining them. Otherwise we just keep facing the same problems. We have to play the same game almost that was played against us.
Yeah.
It's like infiltrate, change from within.
Yeah.
But anyway, sad.
Very.
I wonder if like Sky News and all those covered it. I'm sure they would have, but I haven't.
I feel so disconnected from everything with Fiat.
I know, same.
I mean, I guess it's kind of good, but then when it's like things like this, I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's good to
what
know.
happened?
Yeah. Maybe we'll post something on our story. Can you post?
Yeah, I will. It's a good idea.
All right. Well, let's officially get started, shall we?
We shall.
Well, welcome everyone. Welcome back to Against the Grain. Today we have an interesting episode. We have our socials queen and basically the person who does everything for the podcast. She's no longer behind the camera. She's in front of it now. We have Sarah Merhi on the show. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks.
Or coming in front of the camera at least. Sarah basically does everything that is not me sitting here talking is Sarah. So thanks for making the podcast happen.
No worries.
Just in case you didn't know, you're also my girlfriend.
Yep.
I don't know if you were aware of that.
If I was aware of that?
Yeah.
I wasn't, but thank you for letting me in on it.
That's okay, no worries.
Explains all the time we've been spending together.
It does, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, welcome.
Thank you.
I don't even know where we're at anymore, but
Ghosts, a ghost real?
hey, what? A ghost reel? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! Don't even start this. Actually, I should do research on that.
We'll do it in an episode.
Yeah, because I only have natural inclinations. I don't actually have
Natural inclinations.
Yeah.
Wouldn't your natural
towards my
inclinations say
beliefs.
yes?
No, not in the sense that you speak about ghosts. No.
Okay, but you just said that Spaniard went to the Cambodian
Yeah.
concentration camps. It was sad.
Yeah.
You know, you just know that there's something that happened there.
Nah, I don't believe that.
I think the presence you feel at like Auschwitz and those kinds of places, you feel the people that were there, don't you reckon? I mean, I've never been there myself. You've never been there yourself.
No.
But
I would like
I
to
just
go.
know the feeling that you would get.
Yeah.
Did you ever
me
go like
too. It's
Cockatoo
like an
Island?
eerie- No.
Or
What's that?
Cockatoo Island, it's like just off the coast of Sydney. And like you take a little boat. They take you on excursions sometimes. Your school did nothing.
No.
Cockatoo Island, it was like they had, if I'm not wrong, they had like prisons there, I think. Or they kept inmates there I don't know if it was Cockatoo Island or another place that I'm thinking of. But they have like ghost tours at night. You can camp there and you can do glamping. You can do camping, but they have ghost tours as well in the areas that they kept the inmates.
Yeah.
And people have actually seen and experienced things, and I believe them. I believe it. Bad things happen to these people, and their soul is like... Their souls...
Lingering in that place.
Yeah, but
It's
not forever. Or I don't know. I think they're people in need of prayers. And so God allows them to be present spiritually. Anyways,
I don't believe
ghosts are real.
I don't.
Next episode.
I don't believe that. My natural inclination is to say no. That doesn't make sense. That they linger there. I get that there would be like an eerie feeling at these places and all that stuff. And it's only right that there would be because of the horror that took place there.
Yeah. But I think you
or
feel
the horrible
the
thing
people.
that took place.
The people. We
I
should
don't
get an
think
exorcist.
it's the presence of the souls.
Did you ever get an exorcist on?
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
it'd be interesting.
Be
I'd be
very
freaking out. Probably have nightmares after it, but I would definitely. I've listened to.
We'll just all go
podcasts
to
with
confession
exorcists and
before.
stuff. Just go to confession with him.
So fair. You'd
But-
have to be so spiritually strong to be an exorcist, right? You'd have to be
Oh,
like a
yeah.
top priest.
Well, I don't know how they're picked and stuff, but
Me
yeah, you'd
neither.
have to be.
Holy of holies.
It's a gift. Like you'd have to be given a special gift to be able to do that. Surely. That stuff's creepy. Like
You know what it reminds me of? I feel like the way they choose it is... Have you watched Harry Potter, the first one? You know how
Have I watched Harry Potter?
Harry realizes that he can talk to the snake? I feel like priests one day are like praying and then they hear a demon, and then they respond back and they're like, oh, damn, I can do that.
yeah, I don't think that's how it works at all. And no, I haven't watched Harry Potter. I hate Harry Potter. I think it's stupid. I've probably lost many people.
This is a reel. I'm going to I have to make verbal notes of reels now because I can't write them down while we talk.
Oh yeah.
This is a reel. People in the comments, is Harry Potter a sin or not?
A sin.
Is it a sin to watch Harry Potter? Yes or no?
I don't make that
I
claim.
know you don't think so, but I want to know. Lots of people don't like Harry Potter.
Who makes the claim that it's a sin to watch Harry Potter?
So many Catholics, at least Maronites that I know, so many people think that Harry Potter is a sin to watch because of the witchcraft, and some of the spells in Harry Potter are actually real.
Oh, I never thought about that.
But I don't think so. I think if you don't believe in it and you don't start practicing it, like Harry Potter is
Doesn't
fantasy.
matter. You shouldn't expose yourself to it. It's like there were girls at Jessie's school who did the
Ouija boards.
The Ouija board thing. Is it the Ouija board? The thing where you put the pen
move,
down or whatever
yeah.
and it moves?
Oh, pen?
Or something like that. I don't
It's
know.
like it has
I
like
don't
a
know the whole-
little thing and it moves over like yes, no, it has the whole alphabet around it.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was that.
Spells
I
out
don't know what it
things,
is.
Whatever.
Anyway, shows you how much I know about it. But they did it and they were just mucking around because it was the trend back then to do it. It was like probably about 10 years ago now.
Mm.
And they just did it. Like one of them went to my primary school. She was in my year. I remember my sister telling me. And then and then it worked. And they were freaking out. They were crying and they were so scared and all that stuff. Why? It's like, you don't have to believe in it, but you exposed yourself to it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
but
they
that's,
did it more
I don't
directly.
know. That's a lot more
but
direct
you still
than
don't
like.
want to expose yourself.
True.
But I still don't know
So
if it's
can
a
you watch
sin to watch it or
movies
not.
about like supernatural things? Are horror movies not good to watch? Actually, I would never watch.
I don't know. I don't know if they're necessarily not good to watch. I don't watch horror movies either. I don't like them. I don't like exposing myself to that stuff. I'm a little bit of a softie in the sense that I'll have nightmares and like I'll just imagine stuff.
My gosh,
get
the
worried.
shadow, the jacket in your room, hanging on the door all of a sudden.
All right, what are we doing here? You know?
Oh, sorry.
I'm kidding. No, but like, yeah, you just. Anyway, how do we get onto that? Ghosts.
Ghosts, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think people linger. I don't think souls linger in those places. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong. This isn't a researched opinion.
That's fine. Let's just move on. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I won't speak again. I won't speak
Yeah, just
again.
sit for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself? Like your upbringing, your faith, just who you are now, you know?
Okay. Well, I was born and raised Catholic.
You were born Catholic.
I was not born Catholic, guys.
Amazing.
It's not in your blood. I was baptized.
Lady,
I was born into a Catholic family with Catholic parents and a Catholic brother and sister. And that Catholic family baptized me Catholic.
They baptized you.
Oh my goodness. Like, I was born and raised Catholic.
You were born Catholic again?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we went to Mass every Sunday since...
Baptized, do you know where you were baptized?
St. Charbel's.
Do you know which priest baptized you? I was baptized at St. Charbel's too.
By Father... Oh, I can't remember his name.
Shame.
I'm
You should
very
know.
sorry.
Do you know when you were baptized?
When?
Yeah.
Like the date?
Mhm.
I don't know. It was like 3 weeks after I was born. Hey.
Shame.
Whatever. Some people
I'm
will
kidding.
remember their baptism day and they celebrate it. I've got no clue. I have a book about my
my
baptism
calendar.
photos. Anyways.
It's 13th of June. Just putting it out there, you know?
13th of June. You were baptized really late.
No, I could be wrong. 13th of June just sounded familiar because it's Renata marriage. I could be so wrong about that. Anyway, it's in June, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I've got it somewhere.
That's good.
But apparently you should, not apparently, but it's suggested that you should celebrate your baptism date as if it's like your birthday. You know, it's a big day.
That's cute.
Because you're welcome.
That's true.
It's your new birth, you
Yeah.
know?
Okay.
It's a God's family.
Well, I'm going to go home and find that book that I have.
Anyway, that was a good opportunity to shout out. But you didn't, so.
Shout out to our besties. Besties in the Westies.
Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, you're not saying names? Oh,
Oh,
okay, cool,
I don't
cool.
know. Do I?
I don't know if they want that. You discussed it with her.
Besties in the Westies. You know who you are.
Love y'all.
What did I say I was gonna call them?
I don't know. Ram, just say Ram. Ram
Oh
Jam.
yeah, Ram Jam. Shout out to Ram Jam.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, born and raised Catholic. Back to that. Yeah.
Born Catholic. No, I'm
Oh
joking.
my
Sorry,
gosh,
sorry.
enough. Yeah. So grew up with my mum, dad. I have an older brother, older sister. I'm the youngest. I give off youngest vibes. Everyone knows that. So does Anthony though, which is great because you just get me. But yeah, so I was always like in the faith. I wouldn't say I was always into the faith. You know, I feel like as a child, I was just doing it out of habit and not habit, but more so because I knew it was the right thing to do. And that gets you along well enough when you're young. But then like you get a bit older and you start questioning things. You just start making some dodgy decisions, you know? And you're like, ooh. But yeah, so I think I only got pretty into and close to my faith after COVID. COVID was a really bad time for my faith because, my goodness, online mass was not it for me. I just could not get it. I could not get myself into the zone. Everyone, if you know me, you know that I zone out easily. And like I can't listen to podcasts. I can't listen to like talks or educational things. I have to like make direct eye contact with someone and like feel the actual presence in the room. Otherwise, I don't feel like I'm doing that thing. So online mass was just an absolute crap show for me during COVID. Not the mass, but like the actual
Good clarification.
my experience
Yeah.
like of doing it. And then, you know, it's awkward. Like I was still wearing my mantilla at home, but then I didn't know, like it's not even there, but I don't know. It was just awkward. And then, yeah, so after COVID, I was like, I'm sick of this. I feel like I've half-assed my way through the past like 2 years. And that's when I was like, you know what? It's time that you actually understand what the heck is going on in your life and in mass and like why you believe the things you believe. I mean, I guess the answer of like, oh, I do this because the Catholic Church says so. I guess that's still a good answer. But I wanted to actually know, why am I even listening to the Catholic Church? Like, what makes it so good? So yeah, that's when I started to get close to my faith. And then I joined St. Felix Youth Group.
Wasn't that before COVID?
That was like mid-COVID. So we had like the first year happen of COVID.
I forgot how it
And then
went.
there was like that break. Then we had another lockdown after.
Really?
Yeah. I remember making plans. You, me, Alyssa, and Shaba, we had plans to go to Taco Street.
Shout out Taco Street, man. Yum.
And then
And then what happened?
it was that day, that lockdown, the day we were meant to go, lockdown happened.
Far out, what a memory. What the heck?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at
being
all.
so distraught. Anyways, yeah, so I joined St. Felix Youth Group and you guys were like family, which I hadn't felt at a church in a very long time. So I absolutely loved that. And I met some guy there.
Charming young man.
Very handsome young man.
I've heard about this guy.
Yeah. Can't get rid of him.
Sounds like a good man.
And yeah, the rest was history. Or is history.
We did meet at St. Felix.
Yeah, during
invited
Theology
Tony.
of the Body.
Yeah. Tony, your now brother-in-law.
My now
Who
brother-in-law.
was at the time your future brother-in-law.
Who was at the time your classmate at uni.
Correct.
So I'm pretty sure you and I met before I actually met you at St. Felix.
Yeah, I think so.
I remember meeting you. I don't remember your face though. I
can't-
just remember thinking, damn, that guy's tall.
Yeah, it's probably the first thing people notice.
Yeah. And I was
Nothing
like
else.
power
Not
walking to make
memorable
my
in any other
train.
way.
I was like, oh, do I be rude? Do I be rude and power walk, or do I linger and still talk to Tony and his friends? And yeah.
And you were rude and power walked to the station. No, I'm kidding. I think I kind of remember that too. I don't really. But anyway, I had invited Tony to, we were doing the 8 week, I think, or 6 week, whatever, Christopher West
6, I think.
Theology of the Body series. And then I just told Tony to come, and I knew Tony had a girlfriend at the time. So I told him to bring her. And then that was Christine, your
My
sister.
sister.
And then they brought you.
Yeah. They forced me. Came reluctantly. I was still in my COVID blues. Just didn't want to go. Didn't want to talk to people. But thank God I did. Thank you, Christine and Tony, for putting me into a corner and forcing me to come.
Metaphorically.
Yes. I full had a nap. I was like, I'll sleep through it. They won't wake me up. They did. Yeah.
Good on them.
Thank God.
This is why people like Chris Fanning say that they're for coerced religious experiences. It's for this very reason, you know?
That's true.
Just force a person there
and see what happens.
And the rest will be the rest will be done. God will work through it, you know? And then the rest was history, as they say, yeah. So what about now? What are you doing now?
Well, I went to uni and studied teaching, so I did that for 4 years and then worked while I was at uni in a teaching job. And I was teaching until last year and I quit my job at the end of the year. I'm still doing casual now and then, but I'm working a lot more in social media with your brother in his tile shop. Shout out.
And other places, yeah.
Yep, and other places. And yeah, so here I am on this couch doing your podcast.
And also, you didn't just quit your full-time job to just do social media stuff. You also have an exciting business venture.
Yeah. I get shy talking about it, to be honest. I never shout it out. When I was leaving work, I told one guy that I was thinking of starting that and he was really excited for me. So he ended up sending a mass email out to everyone. He was like, oh, we're going to have a dinner for Sarah and some other teachers that were leaving. And he like noted where everyone was off to. Like one guy was moving back home to Canberra and one person was going to this. He's like, and Sarah going on her textile adventure. And I was like, and everyone asked me about it. David Majeski.
Oh, you gave a full name.
We gave a full name.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. You didn't.
The one that went to the Holy Land and he has a story of he got the Dead Sea water in his eye and Daniel had to wash it out for him. Not Dead Sea. Yeah, Dead Sea. Is that the salty one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he went to the Holy Land for World Youth Day and he ran into Daniel, who he didn't know was my brother, but he got salt water in his eye, which is like the Dead Sea is a high concentration of salt, which is why it's called the Dead Sea, I believe. Anyway, so it absolutely hurt him. He's like blinded and dying. And Daniel helped him, apparently. And
how did you make the connection?
He made this random connection. I think he saw something on my story, on my Instagram story with Daniel. And he replies to me and he goes, how do you know Peter? And I was like, who? He goes, is his name Peter? And I was like, no, Daniel, like it's my brother. And he's like, no way. And he told me the story.
That's
So we've been friends ever since at work.
Nice.
And so he told everyone in this mass email and I was so embarrassed. But anyway, sorry, long story. I have, started a business venture with my sister Christine. We've started a clothing brand called Philomena, named after the patron saint, or Saint Philomena. She's debated to be the patron saint of purity or chastity or modesty. We searched it up a couple of places. Some things say different things.
They go hand in hand anyway. So.
Yeah, that's right. So Philomena with an F, Philomena. And so it's a whole brand like angled towards modest but still trendy, timeless, elegant clothing. So I think our whole thing is to make women again in the way that they actually look and feel. And actually bringing back femininity in its true sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And what sparked it for you?
Well, you know my struggle. You've been messaged and called many times asking you if I can wear something, not if I can wear, but like asking for help. Is when I was younger, both my sister and I, we would always struggle with dressing modestly. Not because we were really lucky. My mum was brought up very traditionally by her mother, rest her soul. So yeah, my mum was always a modest dresser. and she just instilled that into us. Thank God. I'm really grateful for it. At the time, it was when I was younger, you know, I was a bit annoyed. Like, everyone gets to wear shorts and everyone gets to wear all these things and singlets, and why can't I wear it? But I'm very grateful for it now because it definitely helped me actually solidify my faith. I really admire people that weren't brought up with a sense of modesty and actually get into it, because they're the ones that chuck all their clothes out, and it's like a huge conversion. But anyways, yeah, when I was younger, it was a big struggle, not really to agree to dress modestly, but to actually find modest clothing. It was like when I got into like my fashion, I thought I was fashionable when I was little. It was like, I look back on photos and it's the ugliest things ever. But
The trend at the time.
yeah, it was the trend. Yeah, when I was in like my high school times, the whole like midriff and mini skirt and shorts was the look of the time. And obviously I was never allowed to wear a midriff. And if I did buy one, I had to wear a singlet underneath it, and it's like, may as well just wear a long top. So it was a big struggle. I remember like pushing the limits and wearing short dresses, which I regret today. But yeah, so it was always difficult to find those clothing items. So my brand, or our brand, my sister and I's brand, isn't really for younger girls. It's actually more for like coming of age women and older women. Just to give them a one-stop place, you know, clothes that you can wear to work or out to lunch or to dinner, or on just a casual day. We're going to have some evening wear as well for like some fancier dresses, and occasions, sorry. And yeah, that's what sparked it. And
That are still stylish as well and
still stylish,
trendy
yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of there are other modest clothing brands out there. You can always search it up, but probably your first 10 results are Muslim stores, and God bless them, they're great at dressing modest, but it's probably on a more extreme sense, in this like no arms, no legs, no neck, very very minimal skin, which, like, you know, the Catholic faith doesn't. I'm sure there are teachings about, like, obviously the more coverage the better, but like our arms,
Not necessarily, but
not really. Like, your arms can be out. You can show ankle, you can show like leg to some extent. Like lower necklines, not swooping necklines, but like lower ones, it's okay if you can see below your collarbone just a little bit, like not so extreme, and still like following fashion trends. The stores that aren't Muslim are generally a little bit more like flowery, and I don't know how to describe it. It's like country girl vibes. So lots of like the frilly, tiered, pleated, flowery dresses, which are really cute, but obviously not everyone's sense of fashion, and it's not
much
like
variety.
yeah, not much variety. And at the same time, I feel like lots of people, like, the struggle is, I just want something that looks good but is modest, and it's like the clothes that are trending now, I want them but in a modest version, and that's what we're doing.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Modesty is not a topic that you can talk about too easily.
Yeah,
especially
it's
in today's society.
difficult. I mean,
Yeah.
even as a girl, talking to other girls, I still feel a bit touchy about it. I don't want to. I mean, I've never strayed away from offending someone, to be honest, but like, some people just don't know. Like, they weren't brought up with it, and if you weren't brought up with it, like, God's not judging you on that. So it's hard to not come across in a way that you're not judging them either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I love talking about it with wherever I can, because it's like something that I think more people want guidance on, and just like want to know what is required of them. You know, there are a lot of amazing girls in the faith that I'm like close friends with, and their modesty maybe not up to scratch, but like they're really just so open and willing to learn and just hear. And maybe it won't be a change that happens for them straight away, or maybe not at all sometimes, but like, you know, you don't want to hold back in for the sake of their feelings when maybe you can actually help them.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good general rule.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like especially women have almost an allergic reaction to modesty because, and it's like for fair reason, because they've just been told that their bodies are
There's.
like, well, no, that their bodies are the cause of sin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Your body is causing people to lust, your body's fault or whatever. And the reason that you should dress modestly is so that you don't cause other men to sin.
Yeah.
And that's like an ugly thing to be told. Like, if that's the only reason you have to do something.
Yeah, it's like definitely part of it, but not something that's going to catch someone's attention or make them want to listen. Because why should they act for someone else's sake? You know?
Yeah, primarily at least.
Primarily, yeah. Like, why should they primarily act?
Yeah. And it's like, it just seems almost not fair to women because they're...
Just seems
'cause
like
they're
a
going, "Why
disadvantage
is it-"
for someone else's sake.
Yeah, that's
Like
right.
at their own expense, I have to do something that's inconvenient and ugly for the sake of a guy over there.
Yeah, that's right.
Who they may not even know.
Yeah. And then it seems as if really it only applies to women and not to men. And it's just telling women to cover up their bodies because they're, again, like I said, their bodies are a cause of sin.
Yeah.
Like that's what modesty's been reduced to now. And so, yeah, there is that sort of hesitancy when you mention it. But I think it's an important thing to get into if you're happy to.
Of course.
Modesty.
Yes.
Important to note that we're not experts on it, you and I. But I mean, we're people that try and live it out. So it's worth talking about, I think.
Yeah.
Firstly, I think it's important to know what modesty is. And it's not simply how you dress. It's been reduced to that, unfortunately. But it's so much more than that. Modesty is about how you present yourself. Well, firstly, modesty is it's a virtue, and it's one that the Catholic Church would say is under the cardinal virtue of temperance, right? Which is like self-control and moderation and things like that. And so it's something that you definitely want to achieve. Like, you want to be a modest person, but again, it's not just referring to the way you dress. So modesty would be the way you speak, the way it's about how you carry yourself as a person, basically. So yes, it's about how you dress, but it's also how you speak, how you act, how you behave, like in terms of like even how you dance, things like that. So in saying that, in how you carry yourself, now, granted, how you dress will always be in my opinion, the hot topic within modesty. So it's like you don't get too much backlash when you say things like, don't swear, don't be crude and all that stuff, which I also want to get into because that's important.
Yeah.
But I feel like the most backlash comes from talking about the dress. Yeah, dressing modestly. So maybe, I mean, more, because it applies more to your business anyway, we can start off with speaking about dressing modestly.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Are there set guidelines within modesty? Is it... Can it be so black and white?
I definitely think so. I think to an extent it's black and white. There are definitely things that you can say, don't do that, don't do this. I think it's just and it makes it a lot easier to actually dress modestly if you just give yourself a cutoff. Like, can I see a cleavage line? Yes, it's not modest. That, like, a little bit of a cutoff gives you guidance and an easier experience in modesty. It'll be harder to dress modest because you actually limit yourself to how much you can push, but it's You know, it is what it is. Our faith was never meant to be easy. I mean, it's a simple faith, but it's difficult to live out in our world today. So I think there are definitely cutoffs, but it's all contextual. What kind of body shape and what kind of body type you are. Are you a man or a woman? Like, changes everything. Yeah, so I think there's definitely guides. And
Sorry. I went a step further than I should have.
that's okay.
We'll take a step back first and then we'll get back to this.
Okay.
But we were talking about what modesty really is,
yeah.
and why we want to be modest.
Yeah.
And I guess especially in the way we dress. Or not especially, but particularly, at least for the moment. And we were saying, we mentioned that it's not primarily to stop others from sinning.
Yeah.
But I forgot to get into
Yeah,
why we
what
actually,
is it?
why we actually should strive to be modest.
Okay.
So let's get into that.
Okay.
First, sorry.
What is modesty? That's okay. As in, I'll talk about it in the sense of just like your dress, yeah, like how you dress.
Well, it applies in all facets. Like it applies to speaking and behaving modestly as well.
Yeah.
As dressing modestly. Like why? Just why be modest?
Okay. Well, we all know we're made in like the image and likeness of God. So I think that's the biggest thing that you need to establish with yourself. Once you realize that you are actually a reflection of God. We're not our own bodies. Our bodies are not ours. They're God's, and we use our free will, hopefully, to control our own bodies to reflect God as he should be reflected. Okay? So because we are the image of God, we should only be doing things and acting in ways and dressing in ways that someone would look at us and see God in that action or in the way that we look. Okay? So anything that takes away your dignity, the way that you talk, if you're swearing, you know, it's just very natural to look at someone swearing and think, that's undignified, or that's like there's something irky about swearing, you know, it's very obvious. So similarly, in the way that we dress, we want someone to look at us and think only of the greatest form of beauty. And we don't want to veil the beauty itself, but we want to veil what is most sacred in that beauty. And so our body parts, especially a woman's body has so much to show off, you know, like hips everything is genetic for like a reason. You know, you have people or cultures that have like wider hips because of the way that they bear children, or like it's normal for them to carry their children on their hips. So naturally, like people have wider hips and stuff like that. And it's like our bodies tell our story of what we are created for. And women were created to give life. So we have lots of parts of our body that help with the process of giving life. So we have like obviously like your breasts that give the milk, and your reproductive system, and your hips which help you carry your children on your side and whatnot. They're all there as a show and tell of, look at me, I was made to give life. But because life is such a sacred thing, when God made woman, he made us like, it was kind of like the pinnacle of his creation. We were the closest being to him, in the sense that besides him, we are the only things that can give life on earth, and like female animals can as well. But the female reproductive system is amazing because we become so close with God in those moments when we're creating life, the way that he created life. But obviously he does it a little bit more seamlessly. But yeah, so...
Yeah, but women, you're right. They share a special nature with the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, exactly. We share that with God.
Yeah.
And...
even if you
okay.
never have a child, even if you're not able to, you share in the life-giving and life-bearing nature of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Like you're still capable of that.
Which is beautiful, yeah.
Exactly. So, and when is that life-giving moment? Like, where does it start from? It starts in those intimate moments. And those intimate moments are reserved purely for your husband. So your husband, we veil ourselves, we veil our, like, our most, what's the word for them? You know, your most important parts of your body, like the life-giving parts, because those moments are first of all, well, those, your body is God's. So see, like, your naked body is for you and God alone. You know, we were made naked without shame. Oh, sorry, can I go back? I just want to make it a bit more clear.
Yeah.
God created us naked, Adam and Eve, in the garden. When the fall happened, there's the line in the Bible where it says they covered themselves out of shame. They hid from each other out of shame of their nakedness. Because what happened was, all of a sudden, before the fall, there was perfect alignment between our will and God's. So Adam and Eve shouldn't have done anything that was going to contradict what God intended for us. Lust was not a thing. When the fall happened, it was the awareness that now Adam and Eve could lust for each other that made them ashamed of their nakedness. They were shy because they felt like, you know, when you feel like someone's looking at you in a weird way and you feel it behind your back, that's the feeling that they had, kind of like they were aware of of their nakedness, so they became ashamed in front of each other and they hid. Obviously, our world has continued on from that fall, so we are still fallen people. So we cover ourselves so that no man can lust over us and no man has sight of us, except in the most intimate moments when he promises to give us everything and we give it back. So it's reserved for our husband. And so, you know, those organs, those parts, reserved for those intimate moments, they're very sacred. They reflect our very close relationship with God. And so we veil them and we cover them to reserve them for that time. I feel like I didn't answer it properly.
No, that was great. That was great. Because that's it. It's literally modesty. Modesty speaks directly to our nature as our human nature as created in the image and likeness of God, like you said.
Yeah.
So that's the primary reason that we strive to be modest. It's not out of shame. It's not because primarily we want to stop others from sinning.
Yeah.
Though that's a good motivation
Yeah.
for any of our actions in life. Like, we should. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take into account other people and the way they might see things. That's definitely a good motivation for the way you go about life.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to lead others into sin. That's a sin in itself. But primarily, modesty is about the dignity of the human person.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why it relates directly to the way we present ourselves.
Yeah.
And the way that we dress, speak, act, you know. So in saying that, we can get to the dress part more in depth now.
Yeah.
And I think so important to note that the Catholic Church's teaching on modesty is pretty grey. Like, it doesn't have a black and white teaching on modesty, on dressing modestly. Sorry.
Yeah.
It has a black and white teaching on modesty, but on dressing modestly, the teaching is more grey because it depends on
context.
Yeah, on context, you know, where you are, but it also depends on culture, and then, like you mentioned before, body type and things like that. Those are things you need to take into account.
Yeah.
So a bare-chested woman, for example, in, you know, tribal place, I don't know what's it.
Amazon.
Yeah, something like that, is modest in her own culture.
Yeah.
But then in Western society, in Western culture, for the most part at least, like, I think it's important to note that it depends on all those things.
Yeah.
But then modesty, like we mentioned in tribal, countries, differs from, or even like islander countries.
Yeah.
They show a little more skin than something like we would in Western society, in Western culture. So I think it's important then that we speak to probably where most of our listeners are coming from, which is Western society. We have access to clothes. We pretty much have the same standards when it comes to dressing modestly. So let's say someone in the context of being in, suburban Sydney in Australia, or any place that's like that, which I think is where most of our listeners are from. Dressing modestly, you were saying in that context, you can have some black and white guidelines before I took a step back. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you think just like pretty much like cover up, but you don't have to cover up
Everything.
all the way, but
Yeah.
it's like cover the intimate
Cover the
parts
goods.
and cover the goods.
Cover
yeah.
the goods.
Yeah, pretty much. And you mentioned like the woman's body, sorry. And that's true. Is like women's bodies are beautiful. Like they're just, the reality is that women have more to show off than men do. So modesty very much applies to men as well. And we're going to get into that. But dressing modestly particularly also applies to men.
Yeah.
And that's something that we forget. However, women might say, well, it's not fair because it's harder for us. It's harder for us to find clothes. It's harder for us to cover up. We have more to cover up. Whatever. They're not wrong in saying that. The unfortunate reality is, for you guys, it is harder. That's how it is.
Yeah.
There's no beating around the bush. If anyone tells you it's not harder for a woman to dress modestly, it's not
They're
true.
lying.
Yeah, they're lying. They are. The reality is, as a woman, you have more to show off in your body.
Yeah.
So you have more to veil.
To hide, yeah.
Yeah, to hide. And so, well, I love what the Catechism says. I'll bring this up if that's okay first.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into Catechism says, it says a few things, but but it'll say modesty firstly protects the intimate center of the person, which I think is the most beautiful line. And then later it'll say, basically dressing modestly is in the spirit of refusing to unveil what should remain hidden. Right? And so in the context of this Western society, the culture that we live in, it's going to be harder for women to dress modestly, though I think it's harder for men in other aspects of modesty, and we'll get into that. But I think, my own personal opinions,
guidelines,
and guidelines on dressing modestly for both men and women, I think tend to be a bit more on the extreme side.
I like to call them paternal.
Yeah, that's really
Anthony
nice.
has a paternal understanding. Like, I think you look at it as if you're dressing your daughter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, that's a nice way to put it. I think most people would say it's extreme, but I appreciate that you put it as paternal. But
extreme sounds like I don't know, it sounds like you're doing it out of the wrong intention.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but I just think most people would label it that. That's all.
I know.
But I do think that just the general rule is just cover up. It's like, if you have, so you've asked me a million times, and I've had the same issue with Jessie and like with my sister, is you would ask me like, is this okay to wear? And then my initial response is, well, if you're asking, then there's probably an issue, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're uncertain, don't wear it. That's if you're trying to be
I don't
modest.
disagree with that.
Yeah. Like if you're trying to be modest and you're uncertain about what you're wearing, then don't wear it.
Yeah.
Because it means there's an issue. It means that if you yourself are second guessing, then firstly, what is that saying about like what you think of your own, what you think, wow. Wow.
What?
It speaks to how you think what you're wearing portrays your dignity as a human person. If you're uncertain about what you're wearing, then it's kind of saying, well, I'm uncertain about whether this shows my dignity as a human person.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, don't wear it. But then on top of that, secondarily, like we mentioned, is one of the secondary reasons that you dress modestly is, to not cause others to sin. And the reality is that men are visual creatures. So that's why my response is, well, don't wear it. Because if you're second guessing, there's no doubt that another guy will look at it and go, and not second guess.
Yeah.
Right? So that's like that's one of the things where I'm like, just don't, don't hesitate. Just cover up. Like I want to make it almost black and white, at least within our culture, within the context of the times and the places where I live, is like just the places where I live, you know what I mean? Like the context of is just cover up. Just play it safe. And the general rule that I go by is for men and women is, if in the context of where I am in the moment and if Christ was to appear to me in the flesh in this very moment, would I be comfortable wearing what I'm wearing in front of him?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, then don't wear it. And if the answer is I don't know, then don't wear it. There's fence sitting and no are the same thing.
Yeah.
There's yes, and then there's the rest, right? There's yes, I'm comfortable.
Complementary event.
What?
Sorry.
Well,
In maths.
yeah.
So complementary event is everything that isn't that one thing. So the complement of yes is fence sitting, no, maybe, I don't know.
Yes. Love that. Look at that. Maths and science doesn't contradict the faith.
It doesn't.
It adds to it. There you go. Look at that. Anyway, yeah. It's either yes or everything else. Yes, I'm comfortable wearing what I'm wearing if our Lord was to appear to me right now, or no.
Yeah.
Everything else is no.
I think that's a pretty good standard. I like that. If I definitely thought about, if I saw Jesus in these moments, I wouldn't call you half the time asking you if it's okay if I could wear stuff. But that's the thing. That's why this is what sparks my brand and pushes my brand forward. It's those moments when I call you that it's like, this could be modest on someone else, but on me it's not, and I'm really frustrated because I don't know what I should wear. And it's like, can I get away with this or no? Because me and Mary Jo wearing the same thing, two like polar opposites. We went shopping the other day with Renato as well, and like she was getting away with everything that I would not be able to, because like my legs are just longer than hers. So what sits on her body sits like on the knee, versus on mine would be like up on my thigh. And it makes a huge difference. So it's like, it's the struggle. This is why, if you're a girl, I don't hate you. I'm sorry. I'm not a woman hater, and I'm not perfect at modesty. Like I still struggle with it myself. I know what I'm meant to be doing though. And it's just like, I still have that same struggle as everyone else of like, oh, can I get away with this? But anyways, that was just in my defense.
Yeah.
And Jessica's.
No, but yeah, but I also don't come across, I don't want to come across as someone who thinks they've got modesty.
No, yeah. Like, I think everyone
down
knows
pat,
that
and I also don't want to come from a place where it seems as if I'm like, I don't get why you're immodest or whatever, Like I get it. Yeah. And I know that most people just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, which is why this conversation is important, so that people can know. Like, this is actually an important thing. It's a virtue, and we should all be striving for virtue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think you're right. Like, getting to that example of you and Mary Jo is like, yeah, your body types are different. So something that would be short on you might be longer on Mary Jo, but something that might be tight on you for another girl might not be tight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so that's okay for them to wear. But it's like, just understand that maybe you have a bit more to show off than another girl.
Wait, that doesn't sound right.
What?
It's not that I have more to show off. It's that.
No, I know, but I'm saying,
Like,
I'm
it's
not
just
saying
like.
you.
No, I
in
know.
general, but I'm saying you. Like,
No, I know. I'm just saying,
in
like.
like to women.
It's not that other girls don't have more to show off. It's just that the body type makes certain things more obvious when you wear a certain cut of dress or something.
Yeah, that's better.
Just clarifying that.
Yeah. That's a better way of putting
Yeah.
it. You know, anyway, hopefully everyone knew what I meant by
No,
that.
no,
but
we
I
get you.
appreciate that clarification.
No worries.
But yeah, so I think personally, and these are my sort of guidelines,
Here we go.
what I think we can make black and white.
You extremist,
Yeah.
toxic patriarch.
Yeah, well, these are the things that I think women, we'll start on women and then I'll get to men. So women, I think, I mean, typically speaking, this is my opinion again, right? This isn't the church's teaching. My opinion is we can be black and white about some things. And then here's where I get a little bit polarizing, you know?
Polarizing.
Yeah, I don't think people are going to be too happy with me, but I think it's just better to be safe, right? And in that regard, I think personally, women, I'm sorry, but I think, you know, below the knee all the time. Like, if it's just above the knee, you know, it's not terrible, but I just think be safe, you know?
Okay.
And so I just think below the knee. I think, now this is, sorry, I should have mentioned, this is in the context of like formal events. So let's say like
Like a
wedding
wedding?
formal, you know, like wedding type formal
Okay.
and to mass,
Okay.
below the knee all the time.
Okay.
Right? More casual, you know, just above the knee is plenty.
Okay.
And
that
if
was a
you're
good
going-
clarification because I was going to bring that up. I
Yeah.
was going to say summer exists, you know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We need air.
Sorry, yeah. But you're going to have to sacrifice. In summer, you're going to have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like for formal events and for the mass, and this will be the same for men, and we'll get to that,
Yeah.
is you're going to have to sacrifice, right? I think if you start, but I think just above the knee is where if we're going to make it black and white, it's just above the knee. It's not halfway.
Up your thigh.
Yeah, up your thigh, and you're going.
How much
but,
kneecap are you
look,
allowed to see? Is it just the kneecap? Can we get a little bit of the patella too? I actually don't know where the patella is.
What a
I just
weirdo.
like the word.
Well, I think you have to consider when you sit, right? Or movements that you make within what you're wearing.
Yeah, good.
So-
Yes.
If it's just above the knee,
When you're standing,
when you're standing, then it'll rise up,
when you sit
right
down.
up. Isn't that what the word is? Right up?
Right up,
Turn?
rise up, same
Whatever.
thing.
When you sit, you know, like you have to consider the movements as well. But then
I saw a video the other day. Sorry. Remember
Yeah.
your point. Millie Bobby Brown. Everyone was praising. Sorry, guys. I broke fiat. I'm sorry, Jolene. I'm sorry. I was on Instagram
yeah.
and I was scrolling and I saw this video that was like going everywhere. Millie Bobby Brown. Do you know who she is?
Yeah, isn't she
The one from Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Okay. So her and Chris Pratt they must be in a Marvel movie or something together. Anyways, she was wearing a short, cute little denim skirt. So when she stood up, it was like halfway up her thigh. But when she sat down, like she's a curvy girl, she sat down and it like rode up all the way. But she had her legs crossed, so like you couldn't see into anything.
Yeah.
And then when it came to her needing to stand up, she had to lean over. Well, this is at least what was speculated. She leaned over, told Chris Pratt to come stand in front of her. And then as he stood in front of her, she like had to like hold it down and like hoist herself up.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, wow, like what a gentleman and so good. And everyone was like blaming the camera that was zoomed in already. They didn't zoom in to see her. It was zoomed in already.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, cameraman, such a disgrace, so disgusting, whatever, shouldn't have been zoomed in. Like, the poor cameraman is trying to make a living and he's getting blasted because poor Millie Bobby Brown doesn't know any better. But like, you're sitting down on a low couch in front of all these people who are lower than you. Think about your context. If you're sitting down, are people going to be staring right in? What can people see? You know? Anyways, continue. That was just a sidetrack.
No, that's okay. That's a great point.
Thank you.
That's a great point. Because you have to consider that. And that gets to a really deeper thing, is that even she knows that there's a level, like she
was uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's a level of discomfort.
Yeah.
In what she's wearing, because she knows it reveals too much. And so, yeah, she was wearing what she was wearing, but then when it came to practicality, she was like, well, I don't want people seeing too much.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
then don't dress
wear something more practical then, you know? And that's a general rule for people. If that's your issue, then just be more practical in what you're wearing. I don't think in the mass, shoulders should be showing.
You're taking all my lines, bro.
Oh, is this your thing? Why didn't you give us your guidelines?
Well,
and
you
I'll let
didn't
know
finish
if mine are
giving
different.
yours. You didn't finish giving yours.
No, you give yours and I'll
no,
tell
I
you
want
if mine
you to
are different.
go, please. Age before beauty.
Please, go ahead. Go.
No, I don't want to.
Give your guidelines. I think it's more powerful coming from a woman talking.
I'm a woman. You know, in Monsters Inc., Mike Wazowski. What's her name? She's like, I'm a woman.
You're a stupid.
What are
your guidelines? Do you agree with below the knee for mass?
For mass, yeah.
What about formal events, weddings?
For weddings, I feel wrong wearing a short dress. I feel like it's not fancy enough anyways. I'm an overdressed person in general.
Okay, what about kitchen teas?
Huh. Yeah, kitchen tea, I would say you can
Hens nights.
Wait. Hold on. Okay, kitchen teas. A kitchen tea dress is a cute little pretty dress, okay?
This is where we disagree.
Now wait.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Go for it.
Wait. I am too tall to wear the dresses that all the other girls can wear. Not all the other girls. Obviously, other people struggle with it too. But I really battle with this because, like, kitchen teas, they're cute. So you just want to wear a cute thing. I happily wear long things. But you know how some events have certain vibes? I feel like you don't get it because you're not a girl. You know, when you're going out at night for dinner, there's a nighttime vibe you have to match. When you're going to a kitchen tea, there's like this girly, cute, feminine vibe you have to match. At weddings, you're just like party hard, formal event, you know? At church, it's like has to be very reverent, very like put together, businessy kind of. At work, you got nothing going on, you know? Anyways, so a kitchen tea, I feel like you've exposed me, but that's fine. At a kitchen tea, I do struggle, yes, to bring myself to wear longer dresses because sometimes I just want some air. I just want some air, you know? Like, in what moments in my life can I wear a short dress? Half the casual short dresses, I have one Kmart dress that, thank God, is like...
What do you mean by short? What short
So
dress?
when I say I want to wear, I feel like wearing a short dress today, it's not short.
Yeah, I know that.
Because I can't wear those. And I can't find a short dress that isn't not short on me. So it's very rare that I would wear them.
What's short to you?
A short dress is above the knee.
Just above the knee?
Above the knee. You can see the kneecaps.
What do you mean above the knee? You mean just above
the
knee? Like just above?
Just above the knee.
Okay. Yeah, keep going.
And that they're never tight. So when I sit down, it's still above or it actually goes over the knee because they're frilly. So you can like pull them over. Anyways, there's 2 dresses in my cupboard. 3 actually that match this description.
Yeah.
One is a size 18 dress that I wore that is oversized on me. It's size 18.
Yeah.
18. I got it in 18 so it wouldn't be too short, okay?
Yeah.
And I wear that to like lunches, in like summer, I'll admit I've worn it to church once because I get very overheated and, like some things. Anyways, I would say I would try avoid wearing it at church. Anyways, but that one comes just above my knee. I have the dress that I wore to my graduation, which was the biggest debacle of my lifetime. I looked everywhere for a long white dress and I bought a stupid mini dress. I regret it, and it was so much money that I still feel compelled to wear it because it was so expensive. $700. It was $700 for a stupid dress that I didn't even want anyways. And then my graduation photos ended up looking so stupid because my whole leg was out. Anyways, that's my second one. My third one dress, that one I can't wear anywhere because it's white. You can't wear white to anything these days. And like, where am I going to dress up fancy? A wedding. What can you not wear to a wedding? White, Anyways, my third dress, which is of this annoying description, is the one that I actually wear to kitchen teas. Anthony hates it.
Which one is it?
The pink one. And it's got like that thick one shoulder.
Ugh.
Yeah. I'm going to zoom in on your face in that moment.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let the camera do it automatically. I'm going to actually zoom in.
That's just my personal taste.
Your
I don't
personal
like one
taste.
shoulder.
Anthony hates the clothes I wear half the time. Anyways. That is my kitchen tea.
Disagree on fashion taste and stuff.
A lot, yes. Anyways, that is my kitchen tea dress because it gives kitchen tea vibes. Okay. Now, it's not the longest dress on me. I will admit it. I told you guys I'm not perfect. Why are we talking about this? I'm so confused.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because it gets to the heart of the intention behind modest dressing, right?
I just want to look good. Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
Don't try this. I know what you're thinking.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, it gets to the heart of where you're actually, not you, I'm saying in general, where people are actually at in understanding their intention behind dressing modestly, right? So a lot of the idea, and this is a bone I have to pick with women in terms of dressing modestly, with women in particular, is when it comes to a woman who's getting married, when it comes to her kitchen tea, her hen's night.
For my own kitchen tea, I'd wear a long dress.
Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm speaking in general.
Okay.
When it comes to her kitchen tea, to her hen's night in particular, I have massive issues with.
I agree.
From what I've seen, all attempts to be modest, to dress modestly, or to be modest in general, to act modestly, to dance, to whatever, everything else, drink in moderation, it all goes out the window, right? And a lot of the reason is because, well, at a kitchen tea and at a hen's night, I'm around all women anyway. So who's going to lust over me? It's all women. And then that gets back to the heart of the intention. Well, primarily, you're not dressing that way to stop men from lusting. Do you need to take that?
Oh, yeah, I'll just message her.
No, it's all right. Who is it?
Hi, Mom.
Oh.
Sorry, everyone. Listen to my grocery list.
Well done. Good
It's
call.
my father's birthday. Shout out, Dad. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Is it tomorrow?
It's today.
Oh, it's actually today.
It's actually today.
Should I send a message or I'm just going to see him tonight?
Are we putting this part in? Because, great, you should definitely send a message.
Let's leave this part in and talk about it. If I'm going to see him tonight, why should I message? Why do people expect messages? Anyway, we don't have to get into that. Okay.
Sorry.
Where were we at before the phone call? Before the phone call.
Before the phone call.
Oh, yeah.
Kitchen tea, weddings.
Yes.
Not
so
an
it
excuse.
gets to the heart. Yeah, it gets to the heart of the intention because women will say, well, it's all women at a kitchen tea and at a hen's night, so no one's going to lust over me.
No.
No, what?
I'm agreeing with you. No, it's not about the lust mainly.
Okay. Why? So weird. Anyway, yeah. It just shows you where your intention is at. And then it's just, okay, I need to work on that because that's not actually why I should be dressing modestly. And then once you fix your intention to that primary reason which we mentioned, it's out of dignity for yourself and for your body, as someone created in the image and likeness of God.
Yeah.
And keeping veiled what should remain hidden.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't matter if you're with all the girls, because you would still dress modestly. Because, again, going back to that general rule, if Christ were to appear to you
in that moment,
in the flesh, in that very moment, would you be comfortable with what you're wearing? And the answer most of the time would be no. And so women, please, when you're getting married and it comes to those specific events, kitchen teas, hens nights, and then even the wedding day, when you're getting your wedding dress, modesty does not go out the door. It very much applies to those moments. And I've seen it left behind way too many times.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah, I just think that's, and by the way, it's not impossible for Christ to appear to you in those moments, right? Like Christ appeared to Saint Faustina when she was at a dance.
At a disco.
At a disco.
The ones where the boys are on one side and the girls are on the other.
Probably, yeah, I don't know.
Year 9.
But she was at a dance. And
She was
Christ
actually young,
didn't
wasn't
just
she?
appear.
It was a school dance.
No. not
Saint
a school
Faustina.
dance. Was it school?
She was at a school dance. She was little.
Saint Faustina when he appeared to her?
Yes, wasn't she?
I don't know. She was young, but I don't know if she was in school. It wasn't a school
Who am
dance.
I getting
don't think.
confused with that died really young? Like 14.
There are plenty of saints who died really young. Who are you thinking about?
Something. Teresa of Avila?
No. Saint Maria Goretti? She was 11.
No, not her. It's a more popular one.
More popular than Saint Maria Goretti?
Yes.
I don't know. Anyway,
Sorry.
the point is, yeah, Christ appeared to Saint Faustina at a dance, and he didn't just appear to her, in all, I don't know, whatever form you might think. He appeared to her as a suffering Christ. Imagine Christ appears to you in his suffering form. Would you be comfortable wearing what you're wearing at a hen's night, at a kitchen tea, at your wedding, at a wedding, whatever, wherever you're at? Would you be comfortable wearing what you're wearing in the context of where you are?
Yeah.
Kitchen teas, like, they shouldn't be excused. I get a dress above the knee for a daytime thing, like a kitchen tee. Like,
Yeah.
I get why you would want that. And maybe I'm not so harsh on that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I would still,
Prefer long.
yeah, again, my inclination is to say, just
No.
be safe and wear longer,
Yeah.
and those, what you mentioned were like the cowgirl sort of, the farm girl sort
the
of
flowery
style.
dresses, yeah.
They're perfect for a kitchen tea. They're daytime stuff.
It's
Wear
not
that.
fancy enough.
Whatever, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a guy and I don't get it. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
I'm just a boy.
But modesty doesn't go out the window for those things. That's my point. And so if your mindset is if your mindset is, well, it's all women, they're not going to lust over me, then there just needs to be a bit of purifying about your intentions behind modesty, which is not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing if you're able to
Recognize it.
Yeah, to recognize it and then to want to improve that.
It's like the Muslims in their layliyas, which is like the pre-wedding party. They're split, men in one room and women in the other. I'm not sure if they like join together.
Are you
at
about
one.
to expose them? I don't know if you're about to expose. Like, what if the men don't know about that?
They would know from their wives.
I don't know. I would hope so.
What, you think that I'm carrying a mass secret? Maybe we just won't talk about it then. All good.
No, I don't think you're carrying a mass secret. No, keep going, I was just... around. Anyway, sorry, yeah.
Well, in their pre-wedding events, the women are in one room and the men are in the other. And the reasoning, I guess, for the Muslims women to cover up is around other men that are not their husband.
Yeah.
So around other women, you know, they take off their hijabs and they're allowed to like be a little bit more exposed. But I have friends and relatives that have been to these pre-wedding parties, and like their wife will go into the women's side and the man will stay on the man's, and the wife, like, she's come back and told us that like what actually happens is there's two outfits. They have their fully veiled covered outfit, and then sorry guys, I've been sick. And then when it comes to being in the room with just the women, it's like things to down here and dresses up here and just like completely exposed.
Yeah.
And it's like we can't look at that and actually think that's a true sense of modesty, where
Yeah, that's right.
we're just covering up for the sake of not being seen by another man. Like, it matters around women too.
Yeah.
But obviously it's contextual, like you said. Like, if I'm at a sleepover with another girl during summer, I'm going to wear my pajama shorts. But if like male is over, who's not my immediate family, I'm going to change. I'm not going to come out in that like kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah. Context is key.
Anyways, we got off track. Oh, sorry, go.
No, that's okay. But that's also like when it comes to women thinking that, because I know this is the case, that some women think that to get a guy's attention, she needs to dress a certain way, right? She needs to dress immodestly. She needs to show him a little bit or whatever. It's
mystery.
Not true.
Mystery is
so
attractive.
Yes. Mystery is so attractive.
Mystery is beauty. Do you know how like you always see in the movies and they're like, oh, that woman's so mysterious. I just want to know so much about her. It's so attractive, not knowing everything. There is, you know, like, you know, when someone says to you, yeah, I heard gossip the other day. And that was it. And then all of a sudden.
That's a great analogy, yeah.
All of a sudden you're like, about who? And they're like, oh, someone you know. And they're like, what? I want to know. Who was it? What happened?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have like, you're completely invested in this other person's life. Mystery. If you don't know what's under someone's clothing, there's so much mystery and desire that follows that.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, I'm going to say in a really, it's not vulgar. It's just like, if the wrong kind of man sees you with everything completely exposed, there's nothing left to their imagination. There's no desire left there, you know? So when on another time, he may fantasize and be like, wow, I wonder what's under that. Not even a crude man would desire you as much as an attractive woman that still has mystery about her.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah? Like,
yeah. As in, to fantasize and things isn't a good thing,
But even if he were to fantasize, if you give him nothing to fantasize about,
even a crude man
won't desire you just as much as a veiled woman.
I see what you're saying,
That's why there's that whole like movie tripe about like the innocent girl with the bad boy. It's the mystery, you know? That kind of stuff. Anyways.
Yeah, but you're right. Mystery is attractive. And I'll speak from a man's perspective is if you're attracting boys.
What?
If you're attracting boys wearing what you're
a girl
wearing, if girls are attracting boys wearing immodest clothing or dressing immodestly, then they're boys.
That's right.
Like,
only little boys fantasize about girls.
Well, no, not necessarily. Sorry, I don't mean that. But it's like, because men still struggle with this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, men aren't necessarily attracted to it. Not in the sense that they want this person to be their future wife.
Yeah.
It's not a future wife thing in a man's eyes.
It's like something to look at.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, so even men can struggle with it. Yeah. Men's eyes naturally go to what's uncovered.
Yeah.
Right?
God bless you, visual creatures.
Yeah, maybe a lot of it is to do with the fact that we're visual creatures. It's kind of a biological thing, but I think the main issue is the hypersexualized society that we live in.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, from a man's perspective, if you're a woman and you're trying to attract a good man, the way to do it is not to dress immodestly. You don't have to show him too much. The man is actually attracted to, again, the mystery. I always say to you, I find, like, even with Muslim women wearing the hijab, there's something attractive about it. There's something beautiful because there's something unknown. A woman's hair.
I can't wait to see what her hair looks like.
Yeah.
I wonder.
It's like, I wonder.
Yeah.
Because I'll never know, right?
Yeah. That happened
but
once,
a woman's hair adds to her beauty. What happened once?
Sorry. My neighbours, I live in a highly Muslim populated area. So my neighbour, she came out to take the trash cans, like the trash bin out, but it was like very early morning and I just happened to be outside and she was unveiled and she had like the most beautiful blonde hair ever. And I was like, what the heck?
Oh, there you go, yeah.
I actually did not know who it was. And then I realized, like, I looked at her face. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But that's attractive. Like, that's why I say to you, like, you know, women wearing the hijab or whatever, there's something attractive to it because a woman's hair reveals so much beauty about her. A woman's hair adds so much beauty.
Yeah.
And when it's covered, it's like there's mystery there.
Yeah.
You know, and we're attracted to that. When I see a woman in mass wearing the mantilla, like, there's something beautiful about the reverence that she's showing by wearing it. But there's something also just attractive about the mystery. So, like, you know, when I was single and actively looking for a girl.
Is that still happening? Or?
If I saw hey, Liza, if I saw a girl wearing a mantilla, it was like my thought was, which probably, I mean, I don't know if it was the best thought or not, but my thought was, well, I can't wait to see what she looks like without it. Like, after mass, like, I made a mental note.
You naughty boy.
Yeah.
You
I was like, I would
boy.
make a mental note, you know, just like,
Make
have
sure
a look,
I get a look at her.
yeah. But that's the motivation behind that is, again, the mystery. It's beautiful.
Curiosity.
Yeah, but the mystery isn't attractive because it invokes curiosity. Mystery is attractive because there's something true and good and beautiful about, like we've said already, keeping veiled what should remain hidden.
Yeah.
There's something beautiful about that. And good men are attracted to that.
Pop off.
Yes,
Pop off, girly.
Anyway, there's also just a point that we should make about modesty in general is that it's a disposition of the heart, right? And that acting and dressing and all that stuff modestly comes from that initial disposition of the heart.
We've gone so
that's an
off
important
track.
point. But anyway,
not off track, but
no, still on the course of modesty, but yeah, it's like just an important thing is also deciphering context. Beach, home, mass, whatever, formal events or whatever. That's why I was saying, you know, at mass and formal events or whatever, below the knee, whatever, all the time.
Well, you didn't even finish your guide.
No, I didn't. I can't even remember where I was at. But, like, doesn't matter. Who cares? When you're at the beach, obviously, modesty guidelines would be different.
Yeah.
Okay? So, you know, in my opinion, again, one piece, women,
Definitely.
one piece swimsuits.
Not your opinion. I don't think you can be modest at the beach without in a bikini. You
Yeah.
cannot be.
Oh, agreed.
To be modest at the beach, you need a one piece.
Yeah.
If you're a woman.
Do you know what a bikini? Do you know the history behind the bikini?
No, but I think you've told me about it before.
Oh, I don't
can't
know.
remember.
I don't know it too well, but the general sort of thing is that this, like,
Oh, I remember a photographer. Was it?
was he a photographer? I don't know, but he was like some sort of perv. Anyway, it was like some sort of perv. Anyway, he thought of this idea where women would wear their underwear on the outside, like that, which means they would just wear their underwear.
Yeah.
Not like Superman, like, but they're just wearing their underwear. And he tried, so he goes, where would they do that? And he's like, maybe when they're swimming, you know? this is a very like
shortcut version.
shortcut version. Yeah. Anyway, so he tried to get women to do it, and women were like, "No way, in hell, am I gonna wear underwear only." Like, it was not a thing.
Yeah.
He just kept getting rejected,
Yeah.
and he finally had one woman. I think it was French. It was in France, I think, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. He found one woman, initial woman, to wear it publicly and like to take photos and advertise it or whatever. And the woman he got to do it was a prostitute.
Oh, wow.
Right? So she was the only one
Classy.
who agreed to do it. Yeah. And like, whatever. I'm not attacking prostitutes or anything. I don't know their situations or whatever, but she's the one that agreed to do it. And that's how bikinis came about. So it's like a bit
Just
concerning.
took one, damn.
But it only ever takes one.
It's funny because, girls will like squeal if their brother or their dad walks in on them in their bras and underwear at home. But all of a sudden we're in the water and, oh, look, we can be in our bras and underwear. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. If you're shy about it in front of your dad and brother, you should be shy about it in front of strange men who you don't know the thoughts and minds of. And if you're not shy about it in front of your dad and brother, you should be. Have some shame. Like, you should not be.
I mean, fair. But again, that just encourages.
Doing it because of the looks of others.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, the primary reason.
But I'm saying,
but I get
it's
it,
just
yeah.
like an example. So many
Yeah.
people won't. Anyways, yeah.
I get that. But yeah, like just one piece, it doesn't need to be too revealing on the chest. You don't need to have a perpetual wedgie. like cover again,
Yeah.
cover up. And then outside of it, like the same heart that goes to mass every Sunday is that same heart that goes everywhere else during the week, right? So if you're just dressing modestly to mass, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
Because that means your heart's not in the right place. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. That's the guidelines, I guess, for women.
We didn't say guidelines.
I don't know. Whatever. We didn't go too deep. Do you want to go? Tell us your guidelines.
Women.
Go for it.
See, it's hard. You need to add all the context with it.
All right, let's go. Let me give you the context.
Okay, go through all the scenarios and the
All right,
placements.
let's go everyday
Monday
wear.
to Sunday.
Everyday wear.
Everyday wear.
Not at home, like public. Everyday wear
Everyday
in public.
public wear. Tank tops in summer, sure. They can't be too low. They shouldn't be too revealing in any sense. If you're wearing a white top in summer, girls, like get invisible undergarments to wear under it. Like, no one should be able to see what color your bra is and stuff like that. Like, that is all included in Modesty. So you can wear tank tops.
I never thought of that.
Interesting. It all adds to it. Anyways, tank tops, sure.
Wear bras, women. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Was I not in
That's a
shock?
good
Do you remember
part.
that time? I was like,
Yeah, it's
don't
hard
know
to
where-
look away from. And it's like, oh, but why is he looking? I'm sorry, even I am looking. Like,
it's like,
it's very obvious. You
Yeah.
need to,
be weird. I didn't
wear
know
a
that was
bra
a thing.
in the first place. People are really going to hate us. Wear a bra in the first place
So-
and match your bra to what you're wearing. If you're wearing a white top, just a little tip, don't wear a white bra. It's meant to be nude. That will be invisible.
I wear singlets.
Anthony wears singlets for the
like
men
the old
with their
school lab fanellas, the wife beaters, I believe they're known as.
Yes.
The singlets. Like, I can't wear a shirt without
You don't
wearing
want
a
any
singlet.
of like anything
I learned
poking
that.
through. You don't want things poking through, you know?
Yeah, but I learned not to wear a white one under my white shirt.
Yeah, grey actually
interesting.
is good under white sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Anything
Anyway.
that blends in with your skin tone, you know what color your skin is. White shows anything under your shirt, so
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't even think I would be that strict on it.
no,
But
it's the
that's-
same thing with like pants. If you're wearing white pants, you have to wear nude underwear.
I mean, that's fair. That's more.
Otherwise, you see everything, and it's like
Yeah, I
you may
feel
as well
like
have
that's more.
just worn them on top for people to see better, get a clearer side of it, Anyways, tank tops fine. Like longer shorts in summer for every day, I think are okay. Like, especially if you're just running to the shops, doing groceries, whatever. it's really hard in summer because it's like, it's summer. And
But your brand will help with that.
my brand will help with that. Summer is not coming out yet. We're working on our autumn winter range, but stay tuned. Yeah, so like longer shorts and shorts that aren't too tight. Tight shorts.
Nothing tight.
Nothing tight, ideally. Tight shorts as in like your gym shorts. Now, if I'm going to the nail salon and getting like a pedicure and whatever, they actually like exfoliate your whole leg. It's the best. So I wear tight shorts to places like that. I wear long tight shorts to the gym, so the ones that actually just come above my knee, but I always wear a baggy t-shirt over it. If you're wearing tight shorts, first of all, those scrunchy ones, the ones that scrunch are purposely scrunched in the butt line, don't buy them, because the only reason you're buying them is for people to look at your bottom. Don't buy them. If you want a first good step towards modesty, if you don't want to be tempted to dress modestly, don't buy them in the first place. So no scrunchy shorts or tights. Tight shorts try and avoid at all occasions, but obviously sometimes it just makes sense.
You and I disagree on that.
Yeah, but
I think tight shorts don't belong anywhere.
okay, you can get longer ones and then also cover your bottom.
I just don't think you should wear tights on their own, even if your shirt is baggy and going over them.
This is, yes, we do disagree on this, because even if you were working out, even long tights, you would say to wear shorts over. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair. I
think
I don't know, I
wear
get very uncomfortable
anything
very
tight.
easily when I'm working out. And so I
get that, but
I've never worn
sacrifice.
shorts to the gym unless they're like basketball shorts, like flowy. So I guess that's fair.
Didn't you say
anyways.
you wear the tight shorts to the gym?
Oh yeah, my long ones, but I haven't wear these ones.
Oh yeah, but even if they're long, I just don't think don't wear tights ever on their own. I just don't think I don't think you should be wearing anything tight ever on its own.
Fair.
But
Alright.
anyway, please keep
Anyways, everyday stuff. Yeah, the rest is like kind of easy. Your skirts, they should be, like we said before, either just above the knee or longer than that. Same with dresses. Dresses should not be tight. I shouldn't know what body shape you are, really. I mean, obviously sometimes it's hard to avoid because, like, just it is what it is. But you should never be accentuating it too much. There are some dress materials where it's like every crack, every crevice, your cellulite, you can see through it. Guys, cover up. Cover up. From a girl to another girl. It's just cover up. You don't need to be showing that stuff off. I shouldn't be seeing any of that. Especially girls that have nicer bodies, who are more voluptuous.
That's a good word.
It is a good word. Cover up. That's for everyday situations.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can still dress comfortably and modest for everyday situations. What's our next scenario?
Now let's go mass.
Oh,
Just for
by the
women.
way, in summer, avoiding strapless.
Oh, I hate strapless.
There's never really a reason to wear strapless. I mean, spaghetti strap really doesn't add much because it's a spaghetti strap. But
better
it's
than
still...
strapless.
Pardon?
It's better than strapless,
But it's
though.
still better than strapless because there's that extra security of a strap holding your shirt up. And it really helps to just have that security, because then you don't have to worry as much as bending down and like jumping up and down for some reason if you're doing that on your day-to-day business. I don't know, like...
One of the most annoying things for me is I don't like just strictly talking about fashion. I don't have a very I'm not good with fashion and all that stuff, like whatever. But I hate strapless. I just think it looks ugly. And that's also part of the reason I don't like the one shoulder thing. You look like Andre the Giant, or the Big Show back in the day. Like, why are you wearing one shoulder stuff?
Yeah.
But particularly the strapless part is what bugs me.
Yeah.
I just don't think it looks good. But anyway.
One shoulder thing's sometimes not bad because they come up like high and then just right under the arm.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It looks ugly.
That looks ugly to you.
Like,
I don't
to
think
me,
it's
yeah.
totally immodest.
No.
I wouldn't say so, because it's like what you're missing is one strap and everything is covered.
I don't think it's totally immodest. I think you can have a measure of more or less modest.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's on the more modest side. But But I just don't like it.
Like cutouts on the sides. No.
Yeah, but also if you're wearing stuff and constantly, this is what bugs me the most.
Oh, yeah.
When women are constantly doing
Pull
this. They're doing this all the
pull
time.
up and then the pull down to reposition, and then the pull up and the pull down to reposition.
Every 3 seconds they're doing this, and you're right, and they do this, and then they do that. I'm like, why do you want to inconvenience yourself so much to have to do that every 3 seconds? That's so annoying.
Yeah. And
consider this, brides, when you're picking your bridesmaids' dresses. Consider other people, okay? No one wants to be standing there. Surely women don't actually want to be standing there doing this the whole night or the whole day. Because women, you get ready at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
4.
No, but you put your dresses on like later. But still, you know, like, consider these things. Anyway, sorry, yeah, keep going.
Amen.
Anything else?
Yeah, what was I saying? Cutouts, like no scoop necks, no cleavage. I shouldn't see in between.
Yeah, really should.
The empty space that happened, like that starts there just before your cleavage, you know? Obviously, if you're flatter chested, you can get away with a lot more. But still, like, just because you have nothing doesn't mean that you can do cutouts because it's not showing any sort of cleavage. That's not how it works. No cutouts on your sides. If I can see any of your stomach, you've done something wrong.
The
low
high
back,
splits on the dress.
low back.
Ugh. The low back.
Where your low back should stop, your back can be as open as above your bra line. So at the back where your bra strap is, if it comes below that, you shouldn't really be wearing it.
Wow, that's very black and white. Nice.
I mean, I think that's just a good thing to say, like, is this too low? Yes, I can see where my tan is or whatever. Like,
what about mass?
In mass, bit different. A lot more on the like more put together side. You should not be wearing casual clothes at all. Jeans, I would try and avoid. If you do wear jeans, dress up a bit. I think for mass, you know, we're celebrating at a wedding banquet. You should be putting in effort to wear nicer clothes. Yeah, so back in the day, everyone actually understood that we were going to a wedding banquet. And so the term Sunday best comes from what you used to wear to mass, because everyone would actually save their best clothes for Sunday church. So that's where we get the term like wear your Sunday best.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Dress
if you're going to wear
mass.
jeans, a nice top, nice shoes, look presentable. Do your just tidy your hair up. Don't rock up to mass with zero effort. If we spend 2 hours getting ready for a wedding, half an hour, 20 minutes, brush your hair, get it ready, look nice, like put a bit more effort into your outfit. I'm not saying you have to look like amazing. Just saying like actually go, whatever effort is for you, put it in.
Yeah.
Just put it in. Yeah, so it's not that jeans are wrong, but you know, you want to dress nicer. So generally jeans don't give you that effect. But if you're wearing jeans, put a nice top with it. Don't wear skinny jeans unless you're going to be covering completely your bum area. Don't wear them. They're just not, they're not right. As a girl, I get distracted from the people in front of me. And like we said, if Jesus would rock up at that point, are we really going to be comfortable wearing our most fitted bum shaping jeans? No. You know, we want to be looking presentable. What would we wear to see the king? If you wouldn't want to wear that to see the king, maybe don't wear it to see king with a capital K, you know?
I think they're both capital K, but I get what you mean.
Well, you know.
King of Kings.
King of Kings, there we go.
I get you.
So your fitted jeans out of the pictures. Tights. Do not wear gym clothes to church. It's that simple. It's that simple. Do not wear gym clothes to church. Full stop.
Just
End
dress
of that
up.
discussion.
I think to
Move
make
on.
it, to summarize.
Dress up.
Dress
Your
up.
skirt's longer.
Below the knee
Your
for mass.
top, your shoulders need to be covered in church.
Yes.
Shoulders need to be covered in church. Like we said, context makes things different. In the shops, not so much. At church, definitely cover your shoulders. You just don't want much of this up area showing. Just
cover all around from the shoulders up, basically.
Okay, it doesn't have to be high neck. Like, no one has to be choking.
I said shoulders.
Oh, yeah, shoulders.
From the shoulders up, basically all around cover. Below the knee, just cover up
Yeah.
Ladies,
Don't
just
wear
cover up.
thongs. Boys, don't wear Birkenstocks.
Now, hang on. We're going to get to the men.
Okay, fine. Girls, no thongs. Try and avoid your flip-flop. The flip-flop. You know
Yeah,
the ones
yeah.
that make noise on your
Yeah.
like that?
Yes. Just dress up. Just dress. For mass, this is for everyone now. Dress up. Like you said, mass is like the wedding feast. It's where heaven and earth unite, and heaven, Christ speaks about heaven as the wedding feast, the wedding banquet. Dress as if you're going almost to a wedding. Well, not even almost. Just you can dress as if you're going to a wedding. That's great. It's even better. But this is an important dress so that we're humans, right? So we
Are we?
yes.
Crazy.
So I guess we're like affected. I don't know if that's the word I'm trying to look for. We're impacted by like our surroundings, which it's almost like the physical disposition, right? Affects your actual inner disposition. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like that's why we kneel in prayer or we sit up
Oh, yeah, right.
or we whatever. Your physical, the things you're doing with your body, they help your mind and your heart and your soul, I guess, be in the right place as well. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm saying that right, but so in that sense, then in that context, dress for mass so that you can understand that you're going to something extremely important.
Yeah.
Dress for mass so that the people around you can understand that you know that you're going there for something important. There's that saying, there's the quote, I don't know who said it, sorry, but they said, genuflect in church, genuflect in a way that lets everyone know that you understand who you're genuflecting to. The quote is much better than how I said it, right? But it's like, let people around you understand that you know before whom you're genuflecting. And in the same way, let people around you know that you understand the importance of what you're going to when you go to mass by the way that you dress. And in other ways in mass, by the way, but we're speaking about dress in particular. So dress up. Yeah, Sunday best, like you mentioned. And I think that's a good way to transition into men's modesty now, because men, let's start with mass and then we can get into the everyday stuff.
I was thinking of something on the way here. RSL club regulations for dress. Same thing for church.
Yeah, I guess so, but
Except
even a
the
bit more.
shorts, bit more.
Even a bit more.
But if you can't wear it to an RSL club, why are you
Certainly
wearing it to
can't wear a
church?
church. Yeah, that's right. But men, again, dress up for mass. Men strictly wear pants. There's no need to wear shorts to mass ever. In summer, you're gonna be hot. You'll be okay. All right? You're a man. You as men should be willing to make that sacrifice to be better men, right? We all should be, but men especially. It's a small sacrifice. Put pants on, go home and get changed. If you're going somewhere straight after, bring a change, bring shorts in the car or something. You'll be okay. Wear pants to mass. It's like, it's not immodest to wear shorts, right? Like, it's not innately immodest to wear shorts. But it's just in the spirit of reverence and of modesty in general, I guess, of just covering up, like just a little bit more, in the spirit of reverence, in the spirit of formality, just wear pants. My own general rule is this for mass. Wow. See, that was really bugging me for a long time. Anyway, sorry. my general rule for mass is bring the formal shoes out, and the rest of the outfit has to fit around formal shoes.
Yeah.
So if your outfit doesn't suit formal shoes, then don't wear it.
That's a good guide. I like that.
Yeah, it's just dress a bit formally, you know? That way you can wear a polo, shorts, like in summer, short sleeve, you can wear the polo. You can wear button-ups, you know? Like get it, stray away from t-shirts and stuff, especially tank tops and all that, the sleeveless. Don't be wearing those. But it's like, men, like, come on, put a little bit of effort in. Understand that you're going to the most important thing you can possibly go to on earth. It's the, what we say is the source and summit of Christian life is the Eucharist. We're going to the celebration of the Eucharist. So put pants on, dress well. Yeah, like seriously, put pants on, dress well, let your standard be formal shoes. Yeah?
And
a nice watch, you know? Even a nice watch
That's
sometimes
true. You change your Apple Watch every Sunday.
Most, yeah.
You put your nice watch
This Apple Watch is like, it can go with a little bit more of the formal things.
Change your band maybe to the Milanese loop.
Yeah, I don't have those, but but yeah, like typically, yeah, I might change my watch or something but always formal shoes. Generally for me, it's the black jeans. I've only got, black jeans really, which I wear. And then change the shirt, button up a polo, whatever. Just dress well for mass. And like it's also about presenting yourself. Present yourself a bit better in everyday life. But anyway, now.
And then through that, you get a girl.
Sure, yeah.
Just in case anyone
a bonus
out
if
there
you're looking for a girl. Yeah.
Like you were.
But also use like some common sense, right? This is I'm talking about Sunday mass for these. Sunday mass and
daily mass?
No, Sunday mass and
Days.
solemnities.
Yeah.
Sunday mass and solemnities, not just feast days. Sorry. Solemnities, yeah, the high feasts. Don't wear sneakers and all that stuff. Jeans, formal shoes, like stick to that. Sorry, excuse me. Now, for everyday mass, I would still say wear pants. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be as formal. But at the same time, like, use a bit of common sense, Like, people's situations are different. So you don't have to be questioning, oh, look, the church says this, or Anthony's saying this. But, what if I'm coming to mass straight from work and my work uniform is shorts or whatever, or I'm a tradie, so I'm wearing this stuff. Use a bit of common sense, all right? If you're going straight to mass from work, the greater good is going to mass. It's okay. Go in your work uniform. Like, yeah,
sorry, we lost the background.
Doesn't matter. Who cares?
I'll just turn the TV off.
Huh?
I'll just turn the TV off.
Okay. Doesn't matter. We'll fix it if you're there. It doesn't matter. But
my laptop died.
Oh, yeah, okay. Doesn't matter. Just turn the TV off.
Sorry.
No, what is? Don't be sorry. Doesn't matter. Yeah. What was I saying? The worst memory. I always lose.
I'm so sorry. It's because I interrupted you.
No, all good. Oh yeah, use common sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's all right. It's better that you're going to mass now. The common argument against dressing well to mass is, well, Christ says, "Come as you are." Okay. Yes, he does say, "Come as you are."
In the everyday sense.
But come as you are, yeah, it is in an everyday sense. But sure, to mass, come as you are. But come as you are, firstly, is more so speaking to
the internal.
you. Yeah, the internal. Is like, you're a messy person, you're a sinner, you're whatever, we all are. Christ is saying, come to me as you are. You don't have to fix yourself first.
Yeah.
You think that you have to be better,
yeah,
and then go to him. You don't have a shower when you're clean, right?
Yeah.
You shower to become clean. You shower when you're dirty. It's the same thing. You go to Christ in your sinfulness, in your weakness. St. Paul says, it's in my weakness that I'm strongest. Yeah? What does he say? It's when I'm weak that I'm strong, or something, along those lines. And that's because we're called to rely on Christ in those moments, and that's where our strength comes from. It doesn't come from ourselves. So when it's saying come as you are, it's more so speaking to that. But yeah, come as you are also is if the best you can do is, you know, is not what we've been saying. Come as you are. Put effort in. Whatever effort is for you, like you said, put that effort in.
Yeah.
You know? And then and if you're coming straight from work, come straight from work. Like it's okay. You know, whatever.
God
like,
is merciful.
use a little bit of common sense. Yeah. Now men, you're not excused. Men are not excused from dressing modestly, okay? Even outside of mass. Men, I think the main issue with men isn't the dressing modestly part. The main issue with men is the modesty of their intentions, their behavior, and their speech.
Yeah.
Right? But dress modestly. I've written down some guidelines for men.
Okay. Let's hear them.
Here we go. Don't wear tight clothes to show off your muscles, okay?
Nice.
Don't wear tight clothes in general for everyone.
What if you wore a polo that you would wear, that someone else would wear, and it's not as, like, a polo on someone is a bit tighter on the arms than someone else?
Yeah, get a bigger size.
Okay.
But if worst case, or like get a different styled polo. Not all polos are the ones that are cuffed on the sleeve.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. So you don't have to, like, just, all right, get a different style. You'll be okay.
Okay.
But like me, I have the cuffed ones, couple that I got for my birthday, which are really good. But I also like the cuff style. But I don't have massive arms. Yeah, no, it doesn't take a genius to tell I don't have massive arms. So they're not really tight on me. If they do become tight on me, eventually, because you know I'm trying here,
they will
trying to work out, you know, then then I need to go bigger size or get different styles, you know. But like whatever, you know, just don't wear tight clothes to show off the muscles. Like you're there. Also, intention is a big thing behind it. It's not just what you're wearing on its own. It's the intention behind it.
Yeah.
For men and women. But yeah, just try and stray away from the tight clothes. You know how guys try and show off their chests, you know? A little bit of the I don't know.
Like when their shirt is unbuttoned?
Yeah.
Too many buttons down?
Yes, too many buttons down or just completely unbuttoned. Shirts.
That's diabolical. Who does that?
Or the really low cut, like there are even some really low V-necks. Like V-necks.
V-necks on men is so random.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of V-necks, you know, in a fashion sense again, but like don't wear, for modesty reasons, don't wear the extremely low V-necks. So they just don't show off your chest is what I'm saying essentially through that. Don't be chilling in unnecessary contexts shirtless. Don't be chilling shirtless in your front yard, you know, because you're doing a bit of labor. Like, put a shirt on. You know what I mean? Shirtless at the beach, since I think it's important to get to the beach. This is my own personal thing, okay? My own personal thing. And this is one of the things I probably wouldn't suggest that the church be necessarily vocal on recommending this. However, personally, I think I would recommend. And what I do is when you jump in the water, board shorts, none of the budgie smugglers, all right? Get out of there. Board shorts, okay? Longer board shorts, firstly. Like, let them be a bit longer, you know? The reality is men are a little bit freer with the shorts in the sense that they can probably wear shorts in more context than women can.
Yeah.
Or they should, at least, in my opinion. But no short shorts. Get rid of the short shorts ever.
Yeah.
Men, even. Like I'm not talking about women also, but men, no short shorts. Let the shorts be longer. Okay, when you swim even. Shirtless in the water, no problem. As soon as I come out of the water, when I'm at the beach or at the pools or whatever, put a shirt back on. That's my opinion. My shirt goes straight back on when I'm out of the water.
What about to dry off?
No, it doesn't matter. You're gonna dry anyway with the shirt on. It's fine. You'll be okay. Likely, if you're at the beach and it's beach weather, you'll dry by the time you get back to your towel. You'll be okay. All right? Just throw a shirt back on. That's in the spirit of just, it's not necessary. Like, you're at the beach, I
What if
get
they
it.
want a tan?
Oh, get over the tans. Get over it.
Okay.
The intention behind the tan itself is a problem anyway. Like,
That's not true.
why are you getting a tan? Is it healthy for you?
There's nothing healthy about a tan.
Exactly. So what's the intention behind getting a tan?
It just looks nice, I guess.
There you go. Okay. So enough said, right?
Whatever.
So just put a shirt back on, okay? Sleeveless shirts are okay at the beach, you know? Put your
Muscle
sleeveless shirt
shirts?
back on. Yeah, like the muscle shirts.
Mm.
I'm not really a fan of tank tops ever, but whatever, you know. That's just me. But yeah, but to get to my opinion on that is in the spirit of, it's in the spirit of just covering up when you don't need to be uncovered.
Right, yeah. Like what the catechism
Okay.
said.
I mean, yeah, but in times where where it's unnecessary to be uncovered,
Yeah.
just cover up. That's what it's in the spirit of. And they're my things, yeah? The don't wear short shorts and the don't be shirtless and the don't show off your chest or your muscles. Men, modesty still applies to you.
Heed these rules.
Now, I just want to mention, right? Or firstly, actually, just to cap off the guidelines that we've been speaking about for men and women, there's the Insta girl I was telling you about, that girl
Yeah.
that has the modesty, the femininity page.
Yeah.
She had a video on modesty, and the last line in it is beautiful of that video. I just came across it one day, and she says this at the end of the video: "I do not dress to glorify my own body. I dress to glorify my King." And I thought, what a beautiful, beautiful thing to say. What a beautiful line for men and women. Don't dress to glorify your body. Dress to glorify your King, right? The King of Kings. Now,
Here we go.
oh yes, actually I wrote this point. This is really important. Is in all the guidelines that we've been speaking about and stuff, it's not a matter of legalism, right? It's not like a matter of do this and don't do this and do this and don't do this. This is right and this is wrong and this is whatever. Now, obviously, I think things are more right and things are more wrong than others, but it's not a matter of legalism that we talk about the guideline that we talk about the guidelines in modesty. What it is a matter of cultivating a mindset of reverence and self-respect, no matter the setting. Okay, that's the point that I wrote here because it's actually important. It's not, I'll just repeat it one more time and then we can move on to my extreme thing that you disagree with. Most people would disagree with.
Oh no.
But
I'm scared.
I'll just repeat it one more time. It's not about legalism, but it's about cultivating a mindset of reverence and self-respect no matter the setting. And that gets to the heart again of modesty.
Yeah.
The intentions behind modesty. You ready?
No.
This is my extreme thing that, again, I don't think the church should necessarily promote.
We're about to have a fight on air.
I would never
I'm scared.
I would never suggest that the church recommend this publicly to people, right? This is just my own opinion. This is for women and men, but men, if you just wear the formal shoes, you're sweet. Yeah, you're covered. So don't wear, thongs, flip-flops.
Get to it. Let's go. Chop chop.
Women, I'm not a fan of open-toed shoes.
Don't look at my feet when you say that.
I'm not a fan of open-toed shoes in mass.
You're
Specifically
so
in
strange.
mass.
I've never understood this. I don't get it. What is it? The dogs are out, immodesty in.
I hate when people refer to
The dogs
feet
be
as
barking, the
dogs.
puppies.
Oh, yuck. I just think, this is what it is, right? So
Tell me.
I wasn't sure about why. I just had, again, how I was talking about the natural inclination. the natural inclination for me was just saying in mass, like just
Is this what you do in maths?
no. What? I'm not reflecting on it in mass. I'm reflecting on it outside of mass when I
Oh,
think
you're
about
saying
modest
in
dress.
maths?
Yeah, in mass, I'm not a fan of women wearing open-toed shoes, right?
Even if they're heels.
Now, yeah,
I'm at a wedding. I'm dressed up. I wear my heels.
yeah, not a fan of open-toed.
I don't get it. I
I'll
don't
tell you, okay.
understand.
I did a lot of reflecting last night on this,
Oh, wow.
okay?
Okay.
And I think I've come to the core of the reason, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Which is it's not anything to do with like strict, like you're immodest.
Is this a weird Catholic teaching about your feet being a gateway to...
No. Oh, you just reminded me of a good point. What I was getting at right at the start of this conversation.
Oh.
Women, just understand that your bodies, and men, but it's a particular issue when speaking about modesty with women, is your body is not the cause of sin. Okay? Your body is not a bad thing. Your body is not causing other people to sin. What's causing people to sin is the heart, right?
Yeah.
Or it's the warped intentions of the heart. Okay? And that's why I think that's a massive issue with men, is immodest intentions.
Yeah.
That's the cause of the sin. Your body is not the cause of the sin.
Yeah.
Though your body and what you do with it can contribute to the sin.
Yeah.
Okay? Which is why we say to cover up and all that stuff. So just understand that your body is not the sin. So I don't think that you wearing open-toed shoes in mass is immodest, right?
Okay.
But what I think in mass it gets more to is the formality and in the spirit of being more modest. Okay? So what I mean by that is this. I'll go back. I'll refer to my notes that I've written here. Okay, so I associate closed-toed shoes, right, closed shoes,
Yep.
with a sense of formality and reverence.
Okay.
Okay, so teachers, for example, or just work office, like corporate jobs, I don't think you should ever wear open-toed shoes. I think it's just a matter of formality and professionalism
Okay.
to wear closed shoes. And I don't think that's a necessarily unreasonable thing. Like I think if you're working an office job, most of the time you're going to be wearing closed shoes.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a natural thing. And if you go to a job interview, like I would imagine at least, wear closed shoes. And teachers never wear open-toed shoes. I don't know why. I don't know if teachers ever do that, but don't do it. Anyway. But I just think it's in that spirit, right? Then I've written here, okay, this is all in my... I'm just going to read you the notes basically, okay?
Okay.
From my reflection. Modesty isn't just about avoiding sexualization, but it's also about dressing in a way that doesn't draw undue attention, okay? Now...
This is so weird because we're talking about feet.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about like people with fetishes and all that stuff.
Ew.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, because not all attention is sexual, which is what I'm saying by that point. So it's not about people sexualizing you based on your toes being out.
Ew.
Okay?
I hate this so much.
I know, it disturbs me too, but whatever, okay? It's just about drawing undue attention to certain parts, okay? And like no one looks there if you're wearing closed shoes.
No one looks at your arms if you're wearing long sleeves.
No one looks at your arms if you're wearing short sleeve. You see what I'm saying? Like your arms don't bring undue attention, which is why short sleeve is okay. Your neck doesn't bring undue attention, which is why it's okay not to cover the neck. Yeah?
Yeah.
Your legs at a certain point don't bring undue attention. That's why you cover
Maybe the back of their
what can
calves
bring
are
undue
great.
attention. Actually true, yeah, that's fair. But you know, if you're wearing closed shoes, like the heels, the heels that just cover the toes, but you can see the top of the feet.
Like pumps.
I don't know what they're called.
Like the pointed ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? That doesn't bring undue attention. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
I don't know.
I'm not saying it's immodest. I'm just saying it's in the spirit. This is for mass, by the way. I'm only speaking about mass.
Yeah, I get that.
And I guess corporate jobs as well. Let's say, like I said, but like I'm speaking about mass. Yeah, it just feels like it's not appropriate for the sacredness of the mass. Okay, this is what is going on inside of me.
Okay.
So there's still something about covering one's feet that conveys a sense of respect, a greater sense of respect, greater.
Like you don't wear open toe shoes to funerals.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, or like not funeral, condolences.
Really?
Yeah, women
I didn't know that was
should
a
not
thing.
wear open shoes. They should wear the pointed black ones or just closed
Okay, there
black
you go.
ones.
Yeah, I guess the same thing, right?
I get that sense that it's more formal.
Okay, let me give you this comparison then, right? Mantillas.
Yes.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with your hair.
Yes.
All right. But you veil yourself. You wear a mantilla, which isn't required. Yeah? But it's an extra sign of reverence. I think the same goes for the feet, for the toes.
For the dogs.
Anyway, and then I'll read you these last 2 points, and I won't elaborate.
You've kind of like convinced me, but I don't think I would like not wear open toe shoes.
Yeah, I get it.
Still.
I'm like, I don't have a problem with it necessarily, but I think...
I get that. I get like it's an extra...
Yeah. And so I've written here, it aligns with the general principle of veiling or reserving parts of the body in sacred spaces. It's not because feet are inherently immodest, but it's just a sign of humility before God. And I recognize the formality of high heels, okay? But still, I just feel that covering the feet aligns better with the reverence. So it's formality and reverence, not formality or reverence. You see what I'm saying? So I just think it's extra reverence. I don't know. That's just me. That's what I had there. That's my extreme one that most people disagree with me on. Actually, I'm yet to find anyone that agrees with me. So
yeah, I just don't think most people think about what the puppies are doing on.
I don't know. It just seems to me like that's something that you should just wear closed shoes.
It makes sense. I've never heard you explain it the way that you just explained it. So
I wasn't sure before last night. It was just a natural inclination before last night.
So did you pray on the Holy Spirit and He guided you into your trauma with open toe shoes in Mass?
A little bit.
Yeah, fair.
It was a little bit of prayer. You
actually prayed about it. I'm dead.
Like it was like meditation, like prayer. Yeah, meditation.
No, I know.
Like I was reflecting on why, and it was a little bit of having a chat with ChatGPT.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
I was full having a conversation.
Copyrighted.
And it was asking me really good leading questions to
you were having a conversation.
Full having a conversation.
How
with
did you get it to
ChatGPT.
have a conversation with you about feet in church?
I just told it where I said I don't know why, but this is my natural inclination, and then it started leading me
you through it.
Yeah, it started asking really good leading questions, and then it was helping me break out. And when I write as well, I express myself a lot better when I write than when I speak. Right. So it was really helping me unpack why I felt that way.
Wow.
And it complimented me. I was very honored on my view. It just said something like, no, I get it, because I said,
crazy.
I said, I know a lot of people disagree or whatever, I'm full having a conversation with it.
That's so strange. What time was this at?
I don't encourage having a personal connection with AI, but it's very helpful in these situations. I was having a chat with it and just saying, most people I think would disagree with me on this and whatever, but this is just my own opinion. And then it said something like, good on you for...
wow, how tolerant and supportive of it.
Yeah, and it comes from a heart of this and this. Like, it was full saying that to me. I was like, thank you. Anyway, but that's what it was meditation and that. Anyway, these are about to die. Yeah. Anyway, okay. I think we've spoken enough on dressing modestly. I know this has been going on for a while, but I really want to address this, which is the rest of modesty.
The potty mouth.
Yes, a few things, right?
I have to stop doing an accent.
Modesty. Modesty, again, to remind everyone, is not... If you've made it this far, congratulations. You're really...
Proud of you.
Yeah, you've got a
good
strong
stomach.
will. Yeah, you got a strong will. Okay, to have made it this far. And I don't
dread
know
editing
you're just judging us already,
this
but anyway.
episode. And
But I
hearing
think...
back.
Yeah, but if you've made it this far, congratulations. And I think it's so important to hear this next part. And it's the rest of modesty. It's the speech and the behavior. And when we get to the behavior, we're talking about dancing, the way you act, your intentions, things like that, right? Like the way you act in everyday life, that was. Now, speech.
Swearing? Can I swear at someone? I'm throwing questions out there. Can I swear at someone?
No.
But can I swear?
No.
What if I stub my toe?
No.
Oztag field.
No.
Frustrated?
Nope.
You had a really bad day?
Nope.
It just comes out, you know?
No, that's a problem. I get that. Look, there are points in my life where I think... Now, I was raised not to swear, right? And I still have a fear in me that if I swear, my dad will come back to life, belt me, and then go back. All right? So I try not to swear, you know, and
That's actually very good. It's honourable.
thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Swearing is just not a good thing. You know, I understand that there are times where I think you would just feel better if you just let out a whole bunch of swear words, but let it go. It'll teach you, firstly, that you don't always have to let things out, okay, when you're angry. It'll teach you to just really tone back.
That's fair.
And you just don't always have to express your frustrations and your anger. Now, it's a good thing in certain times, right? But sometimes it's better to keep it in, understand where it's coming from, understand what's happened, and then work on it yourself and with God. Other people don't always need to know, right? And it helps with that, not swearing. Also, it's just ugly. Being crude is among the same thing, you know, crude jokes and all that stuff. Like, I get that.
Oh, that's the worst. There's nothing more. I don't know a word to describe it. You know, when your face is just like,
Yeah,
at
it's
someone.
cringe.
Like, if you're in public telling crude jokes, there's nothing worse.
Yeah,
Then no one wants to hear it.
I think at the very least, we need to get back to a culture where men don't swear or say crude things in front of women. At the very least.
At the very least, yeah.
Like, have some respect and chivalry and be a gentleman, especially in front of women.
Yeah.
It's like where has that gone? Where has that gone? And I know like modern day feminism will completely disagree with me on that, because women are equal to men and blah,
girls have
blah.
now gotten a potty mouth too.
Yeah. But it's like, have respect in front of women. Men especially, have respect in front of women. You know? It's ugly. When you're at a footy game and men are swearing and throwing all these comments out, my initial thought is, you're in public and there are women around and children. Like, have some respect for yourself and for them.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. Like, I mean, at the very least, do that. Let's get back to that first. And then let's try and get rid of swearing and all the crude comments.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would. This brings me back to a moment in Married at First Sight again. There were obviously, like they always are on these shows, like just drunk, because all they do is give them alcohol to drink to create drama. Anyways, one girl was like, so I'll give a bit of context without saying too many inappropriate things. this guy doesn't like sleep with his wife in inverted commas on days that he goes to the gym or until after the gym, because apparently testosterone helps with your gains or something like that. So he like doesn't do any of that stuff. And the girl, his wife, went and told the girls indiscretion, like, oh, does this happen to any of you guys, or have you heard of it before? And then one of the girls brought it up when all of the boys and the guy, like the boys and the girls were all together in like, they were having like a party or whatever.
Yeah.
So she shares it, and the guy got really upset because he first of all told his wife not to tell anyone. So he found out that his wife in that moment told everyone. And then he also was trying to tell everyone, look guys, I don't want to talk about this in front of, like, it's just inappropriate. My like what happens in the bedroom is private, whatever. And then he like took his wife aside to tell her, I don't want you sharing this. Now he's a bit of a weird guy, so don't know what he's got going on there. But then one of the girls came up to him and said the crudest thing ever, and was like just made with swearing, like with a swear word, talking about like a woman's body parts kind of stuff. Like the girl just said like the crudest thing, and the guy said to her like, "Where's your class? Like you're being classless," as if you would say that. And then the girl who said that, her husband like got upset with him for saying that to her, as if he was like, why would you, like, my wife can talk the way that she wants. Like, we've just lost all sense of respect for each other. We don't know where the boundaries are anymore with, like, let's be real, these people on the TV show are total strangers with each other. Like, they've lost their boundaries. Girls have lost their boundaries with other girls. Guys have lost their boundaries with other guys. And now it's just all crossing over, and guys don't know what girls are allowed to talk about and girls don't know what guys can and can't talk about. And it's like, we've just lost all sense of respect in our speech, and it
Agreed.
actually shows. The way that you talk is such a great representation of the kind of person that you are.
Yeah, what's in your heart.
Exactly. And not saying that like if you talk a certain way it means that you're a bad person, but it sure helps your case.
Just means you have some work to do.
Yeah.
Means you could be a better person.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Like, we're all at that point.
Yeah.
Where there's something there that we could be better at, right? That example is awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Even for the, not just the crude and the swearing, the crude comment and the swearing, but another form of immodest speech is speaking about intimate details that shouldn't be spoken about.
Yeah.
You know, airing out your dirty laundry between
like
you
your
and
fights.
your spouse or something, you and your partner, in front of other people, and then speaking about intimacy within, you know, like physical intimacy and stuff like that.
To clarify, like sometimes if you've had a fight and you genuinely need advice from someone,
no, seeking advice
that's
is
not
different.
airing out your dirty laundry.
Yeah.
Just
Seeking
wanted to clarify for you.
Yeah, good clarification.
Good clarification. I got you.
There we go. Yeah, but like speaking about things that shouldn't be spoken about out of context is another form of immodest speech. So that's a great example.
Yeah.
Stop boasting. You know, there's a difference between humility, understanding what you're good at and actually acknowledging it, and then boasting. Stop the boasting.
Yep.
Then we can get to behavior. Throwing up gang signs, firstly, and all these crude symbols. Okay, if you're at a footy game, and you see kids now, and then also grown men doing it, where they make that symbol with their hands, that gesture with their hands. Okay, I'm not going to go any further. Is like
disgusting.
It's disgusting that a kid knows to do that, and then it's disgusting that a grown man
would do the same.
Thinks that it's okay to do the same thing that kids are doing. Like in that, it's so immature. It's cringe. It's disgusting. It's not funny.
How old are you? Like honestly, like you're a grown man. It's always the grown man that you see, or like the young, like the teenage boy. Like what are you doing? You're making, like, you know how your mum's always like try to skate in there, like be careful what you put on the internet. It's there forever. Like they can search you up in job interviews. They're not lying.
Yeah.
I've
Right.
heard the stories of when people have searched up other people, like at work. Like they search you up and the things that they find. Like if you are in a public context, why would you do something like that? Like it's just so disgusting. Could you imagine like your boss saw you on TV doing it? Could you imagine like a child sees you or like your child? Like it's just so
Exactly.
unnecessary and disgusting.
Yeah.
And
It's
like
just
just be
silly.
better. There's honestly nothing else to say to it except just be better. Like obviously everyone knows that to do those gestures is just inappropriate. It's inappropriate, which is why everyone thinks it's funny, but it's not. Just be better.
It's
Raise your
immaturity.
standards.
Yeah, it's immaturity. That stuff's disgraceful. And then and women in the same vein, women like with their sexual gestures, like take it easy. Okay? It's the same thing as the men. It's disgusting, it's immature, it's even worse in the sense that you objectify yourself through that behavior.
Yeah.
Like the men firstly and the boys that do it, like the gesture is one that would suggest that you're gay, right?
Yes.
And it's like, and most of the time, actually, I'd say all the time, it's it's straight guys who are doing it. So it's like you're a walking contradiction. Okay, it's not cool that you're doing it. You're making a fool of yourself by doing it. And then for women, you're objectifying yourself.
It's just an object to be used for that stuff.
Yeah. And so my Angelus alarm again. Is that every
time.
episode?
Every
now?
episode.
Far out. We'll get to the Angelus anyway. Okay. So yeah, stop that. Just remember, and this is from the Catechism, I think, is your modesty shows you as a subject rather than an object.
Yeah.
Okay? So everything that has to do with modesty is to show you as a subject, not as an object.
And that includes dancing.
Let's go to the dancing. Just don't dance provocatively. Stop that. Stop with the provocative sexual dance moves and all that stuff. Stop it.
Your bum should be up against no one.
Exactly.
That's it.
Or nothing.
No thing.
Don't wipe the wall with your clothes. Okay? The wall's clean enough. Don't worry. All right? We don't need that stuff.
Yeah.
Stop attention seeking. Attention seeking is a massive one that people probably wouldn't.
But I like it.
They wouldn't think of when they think of modesty. Attention seek. It's again the same thing as I was saying with the closed shoes. Is drawing undue attention to yourself.
That's why I wear open shoes actually in church. I just like to put them out there.
No, I mean the same principle is drawing undue attention. Don't draw undue attention to yourself. Okay? Attention seeking is not a good thing. Get away from that. Right? What else is there? Oh, then there's overindulging and lack of self-control, which go together. Okay? Overindulging, getting drunk at parties. This is a particular thing with guys my age, even if they're into the faith, like even if they practice their faith.
Yeah, I feel like alcohol is like, you get these really good Catholic people, and then for some reason they just skip the part about the alcohol.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
It's
contradictory.
Everything in moderation, including alcohol.
Yes.
It's not okay to get drunk. That's excessive
at
drinking.
What point can you drink until?
Drink to the point of hilarity. That's a good.
So like
good
things
rule.
are a bit giggly and funny.
Yeah, drink to the point where now you're you can drink.
You're a bit loose.
Not in terms don't
of
drink to get loose.
No,
that's probably a problem. But
can you do that sometimes?
No, I wouldn't recommend. That's a problem. Actually, I guess
it's a dangerous thing to play with.
Yes, but also the intention behind that is wrong. If you think you have to drink to loosen up, then and you're doing it intentionally.
What if in some situations it actually just helps?
I think that's a problem.
You're in an awkward situation. You know what? The more I talk about this, the worse it gets. It sounds like I have a problem. Guys, I don't. I never drink to feel anything.
Yeah, but that's no, because then you're drinking to kind of escape reality.
Yeah.
Right, or to change
just to
reality
feel something.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not a good intention. But drink socially, you know, like that's
Yeah.
fine. But don't drink to the point, where like the point where you know where to stop is when, okay, things are getting a little bit funny, you know, like hilarious. It comes from the word hilarious, yeah? Like where things are funny, you're enjoying yourself, whatever, stop there. Don't go past that point where you lose control of yourself and all that stuff. That's silliness. I mean, we've just gone through some practical things for modesty. Speech, behavior, dress. They're all modesty, and they apply to both men and women.
Yes.
And yes, some things are harder for women and some things are harder for men. That's the reality of life. You'll be okay. Deal with it. Strive for virtue. You want to add anything on modesty before we finish up on that?
I think we upped that away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I spoke a lot during that, but I have a lot to say about modesty, and I hope
That's okay. Don't apologize.
Thank you.
Pop off, girly. I told you before.
I hope to get a guest on, or guests, I don't know, to speak about modesty, because I know, I'm fully aware that like a lot of chastity speakers who speak about modesty would disagree with me, and vice versa. You know, I would disagree with them on some things as well. So it might just be a good conversation to have. But yeah, that's a good conversation. All right, guys, does your foot roll in like mine, or maybe even roll out? Or do you just need general treatment for nail and skincare? For any problems with my feet, I go to MJ Podiatry. They're a mobile home visit network servicing all of Sydney, offering expert podiatry care for general treatments, sports injuries, custom orthotics, ingrown nails, and footwear advice, and offer NDIS and home care packaging. Visit mjpodiatry.com.au, call 0412 389 278, or email info@mjpodiatry.com.au to book your appointment today. Use code ATG10 for 10% off your treatment. I think it's really important that we speak about football.
Yes.
Before we finish up.
What we came for.
Yes.
I practiced.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you actually?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, what did you practice on? We could talk about that a bit.
Oh, no. Wait. Give me 2 seconds. I'll search something
You're okay. You're okay. You're good. Your footy knowledge is up to scratch. We were at the Bulldogs game.
We were at the Bulldogs game, and I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad footy is back. Life feels good again.
Did it not feel good before?
That was a really big rough patch for me in between. I'm just joking. No, it was good.
It does feel good that the footy's back now.
A bit of an immodest crowd, I must say, from the Kogarah side, but also
in terms of speech
the Bulldogs.
and everything else, really.
Yeah.
And behaviour rather
Every
than
guy just thinks he's the funniest bloke on the block.
How annoying. Oh, do you know when people say they hate the Bulldogs because of their fans?
It's so true.
I fully understand it.
Yeah, so fair.
Fully understand it.
Me included, you know. Gotta say, I was screaming right back. I'm joking.
You got to pick your... I don't have a problem with people having fun at games, yeah? I do that.
Like making the funny comments, but
Yeah,
know?
like...
If you do them too much...
You want to create a good
Yeah.
atmosphere, you know? You pick your moments and then you can yell something out, you know? It might be funny, it might be just fitting for the moment or whatever. And like people have a good time around you, that's cool. I'm all for that. I do that, you know, whatever. I stand up and clap for Drew Hutchison when his name gets called out.
Aww.
You know, and I'm the only one while
Poor
the
Drew.
whole stadium's silent. You know, I get that. All for that. But when you're screaming for 80 minutes straight in someone's ear, okay.
Shout out to the man behind us.
Oh, Bulldog supporters.
Don't know who you are.
Bulldog supporters. I started going for the Dragons at the end of the game. I'm there in my Bulldogs jersey.
You naughty boy.
It's not a good thing.
It is
I'm
not
pretty
a good
sure
thing.
It's
That was
actually
anti-Catholic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's actually a sinful thing to have done and to have
You
thought.
acted out of spite.
Yeah. So it wasn't a great thing, but I did.
That's okay. Public confession.
Public
Here
confession
right now.
is I started going for the Dragons because I didn't want this guy to leave that stadium.
Even though
screaming things at the Dragons
yeah.
supporters as he was the whole game. Like, it just bugged me.
And crude things. Like,
Yeah.
first of all, the players can't hear you on the field. Second of all, if they did hear you, ain't nobody listening to you. Ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody listening to you.
Amen.
Number 3, your crude jokes and crude humor, whatever, and the swearing just like so many kids around us
And women again.
and women,
Have some respect.
like younger girls were near us. It's just,
It's classless.
it is classless.
and
And then,
ungentlemanly.
agreed. And then he had the audacity, which I was really annoyed about for you. He had the audacity to say that you were too tall and asked you to move. He chose to stand behind you.
He was saying it in a joking manner,
No,
but
he wasn't joking.
he wasn't joking, but he was
Exactly.
saying it in a joking manner.
But I hate that so much because it was just like he was already under my skin.
That's okay. What am I there to have a punch on? I just joked back,
I saw you
had a
throw the
laugh with him,
first punch.
and then turned around and kept eating my meat pie and my...
That meat pie, wow.
ice cream and my-
Stadium meat pie.
They're so good.
4 and 20s.
4 and 20. They
I
go
was telling
off.
you, there's 4 and 20 flavored chips. I should have brought them today.
Oh, did you confirm they're chips, hey?
They're chips.
What chips, do you know?
I'll search it up right now. In
Sorry,
Coles.
it's not that important. But
I know, but I just wanted
Okay,
to see
cool.
4 and 20.
that's what I was trying to save you
We'll
there.
just feel some silence.
How was the game anyway? Did you enjoy it?
I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad. Oh, CC's. 4 and 20 CC's.
That's mad.
Yeah, we're going to get it.
Hectic.
And they're not considered sweet, so we can eat them. Because they're
True,
meat
with
pie
our meals.
flavored.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game was actually really good. I was a bit on edge during the end when they were starting to catch up a bit.
That's when I was cheering for the Dragons.
It's probably your cues that helped them. But yeah, it was a really good game. It wasn't boring and was well
it was
played.
entertaining, yeah.
Yeah.
a
And
good
good
game.
effort from both teams.
Well done.
Thanks.
It was a good effort. Lachlan Ilias had Viliami Kickow in his back pocket. I was so impressed by Ilias's defense. His attack still needs work, but anyway. You know Kickow, the guy that had the blonde
The hair,
afro
yeah.
last season, but
I
he
actually
doesn't
know
have it
him.
now.
Yeah.
Well done. I don't know if he was injured. He just wasn't going as hard, I guess, but Ilias
didn't
was
notice him.
stopping him. It was so good.
To be fair.
Hard to watch the game properly when you're there.
Yeah, I also couldn't see half of the field from... We were standing all game. That was the
So
one...
annoying.
The one bad thing about my night that night was the fact that I had to stand on a hill. I couldn't see half the stuff. And I brought a picnic rug that they didn't let me use.
Yeah. You weren't allowed to sit. So random.
Just like,
don't
just
know.
book the numbers that the field fits whilst everyone can sit down.
Yeah.
And people are going to stand and cheer anyways, I get that. But then at least we can sit in between and like see the field properly.
Mm.
Just annoying. But yeah. Things
game.
that I got from the game.
Bulldogs look good.
They did. Jacob Preston's hair looking great.
As always.
I love it in the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a bit doubtful of the Bulldogs. I mean, I still kind of am.
You saw them run out, and you were sure from the moment that they ran out of not the bunker,
Out of the sheds.
the sheds, that they were going to win. And
Yeah.
you were right. That was very impressive.
You can tell with the Bull. I mean, I don't know if it's with other teams, but because I focus on the Bulldogs, because I'm a dog supporter,
You know
I
by
can
their
tell
run.
by the way they run onto the field, you can tell whether they
They're in it?
intend to win the game or not. You know, you can tell their intention.
Wow.
It's like last season, the elimination final against Manly, the way they ran out was they fully expected to win that match. The Bulldogs, like, there are weeks they come out and you go, oh, they know they're going to lose, sort of thing. Like, it's weird. I don't know why that's the case, but you can tell. And then there are weeks they come out and you go, they're winning this game, and they know it. They know they're winning the game.
Wow.
And they came out against Manly knowing, like, fully expecting, we've got this match, we're going to win it. But they lost, you know? So shame. It's not 100% success
Shame.
rate, but...
We should get a Shame Bell in here.
Oh, that'd
I'm
be
going to
so
add that
good.
onto the set.
Shame!
Yes.
That's terrible. Actually, no, I like it.
I like it. Thanks.
Anyway, yeah, but yeah. You can just tell with the Bulldogs the way they ran out. And you could tell with the Dragons, there wasn't much intention with the way they ran out.
Yeah, they kind of
Wasn't
like
impressed,
just
by the way.
strolled on.
Yeah, only Damien Cook. I was just watching the way they ran onto the field, and I thought Damien Cook's the only one that ran out with some intention.
Perhaps a
Anyway,
bit
I could be
cocky.
reading too much into it, but I don't know.
Well, what about the other games that happened? What else was on? That was Saturday.
Yeah, so it was a continuation of the Vegas rounds. The Vegas games were pretty cool.
Oh, is that considered round one?
Yeah.
This whole time I've been tripping out. I was like, they had round one, but we're calling this round one. But they didn't play last week, so
It's over
is this
2
round
weekends.
2? And like, how come not every team gets to play in round 1?
Yeah. It's over 2
Makes
weekends
sense.
because of Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
So, the Raiders look good. Raiders are one of the teams I tipped, one of the dark horses I tipped for the season. They were only versing the Warriors, and the Warriors are either really on or they're really off. They're like one extreme to the other. So, I mean, it's not a sure sign, but the Raiders look good. They've just got a good... I think if a team like the Roosters... Now, the Roosters have a pretty good system, but if they had the same players, or quality players at least as the Raiders, I don't think they do as well as the Raiders do. Like, I just like the system the Raiders have. You know? They've got a bunch of no-name, inexperienced players, but they do so well. They're really good. Is there something in your eye? Are you okay?
It's really painful.
Hold your eyelid, and then, but keep your eye open, like from your eyelashes. Hold your eyelid, and then keep your eye open and just roll it over.
I have mascara, so I think I'm putting more mascara in my eye. Don't say it.
Okay.
That helped, actually.
Anyway, well, to continue with my other things, I think Panthers can win 5 in a row. I think their biggest threat is Storm.
So last year was their 4th?
Yeah, 4 in a row. It was their 5th grand final in a row, but 4th premiership in a row. I think they'll win 5. I think they can win 5 in a row.
Even though they've lost, who have they lost now? Luai
and Taruva this season.
I don't remember.
And James Fisher-Harris. Luai and James Fisher-Harris are the main players they lost.
Okay.
I just think they can do it. Their systems are far greater than squads.
This is so random. Did you see the post that the Panthers made about To'o with the Madagascar hippo thing?
No? What?
Can I show you it?
What post?
It was low-key, high-key, absolutely scandalous.
Low-key, high-key.
Low-key, high-key.
Interesting.
Wait, Panthers.
Have we been going for 4 hours?
Oh, I think we've been recording, but we wouldn't have been actually.
This might be the longest podcast so far
I'm very sorry.
this season. Don't be
I
sorry.
did not mean it.
I like a long-form conversation. I appreciate the long podcast.
Oh, here. Cuz
What is
that was it.
It's so random.
The scandal.
It's good social media
I'd so show all the girls in the comments.
things. Yeah, like the exposure is what I was trying to say. That's so weird.
That
What a weird
I was
post.
waiting for like something else to happen. I read the caption. It was literally just like a thirst trap, whatever. A trap thirst song. It was a thirst trap for To'o.
It's always been like the
The face
of their social media posts.
I mean, here, guess
The
who?
guy's doing backflips on stage in Vegas, and he's not playing the game because his hamstring's injured. I'm so confused.
What?
His hamstring's injured. Whatever. He's got an injured hamstring. Anyway, I don't know what. Anyway,
so, yeah, the Panthers.
So random. I think Panthers can go 5 in a row. I think their biggest threat is Storm this season. Again. I think systems are just... You can have a squad... Like, Broncos, I think, can go far this season, but I don't actually think they're a genuine premiership threat. I could be very wrong about that, and I know it's a very unpopular opinion. But Broncos are, like, tipped to be one of the biggest threats this season.
Wow.
But I don't think
Haven't
they're
they
a
finished
genuine...
low the past couple of years?
Last year, they finished outside the 8. The year before, they were in the grand final against Penrith.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wow.
Yeah. And, like, I just don't think they're a genuine premiership threat. I just don't think they are. Not yet, at least. But I think they'll go far. And I think they'll finish near the top of the table. I just don't think... I don't think they'll win the premiership.
Okay.
But systems, yeah, like the Storm and Panthers systems are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Players just come in and fit into the system.
They're no fault. Like, they have no fault.
Yeah, like very few.
Yeah.
They were both scrappy in the round one games. They were making silly errors and stuff. But when they're on, they're on.
Did they both play in Vegas?
No, just Panthers in Vegas. They beat the Sharks 28-22. Close game.
Oh, wow.
Sharks also...
Was that well attended? Do we know?
I don't remember.
I
Like,
saw
apparently
a
it
video
was.
of it.
But
Didn't you watch it?
I watched the games, yeah, but I can't remember the attendance.
I remember it wasn't like packed, but it was full enough to know that there were definitely heaps of Americans there.
Yeah, well, apparently the attendance was good, but it died out by the time the Panthers versus the Sharks, which was the main event, because they had 4 games that day. So people were restless. 4 games is too many. So they've been
4
saying
first
maybe
grade
3 games next year. Well, so there was the English Super League. So 2 teams from England came and played.
Oh.
And then
so they made
against
it a
each
whole
other.
thing.
Yeah,
I
whole
thought
event.
it was going to just be like a game, like here in Sydney.
Nah.
It's just the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's silly.
So it was like...
But I guess they want to make it something for the people.
Yeah, like a whole spectacle and stuff. But they had an English Super League game, then the Raiders versus Warriors, then they had women's, the Gillaroos, so Australia versus England.
Oh, what a
that
shocker.
was a silly matchup because...
Didn't England's team just start?
Like, Australia's team are just way beyond anyone other than the Kiwis.
Yeah.
They should have done Gillaroos versus Kiwi. They won, what was it?
90-0.
No, I think it was 90 points to 4 or something. In
Oh,
the
yeah,
end.
because
Like,
they scored in the last
minute.
second, yeah.
And then the girl, anyway,
Yeah, that's
whatever.
right. She took the conversion from, like, yonks away.
Yeah, you're like taking it 20 meters back. It wasn't even a hard angle. So, like, you don't need to do that. Just
Like,
take
yeah.
it from closer. Relax.
Modesty.
Modesty, yeah, and, like, humility. Anyway, she missed the conversion. I was like, you just made yourself look like a fool in front of,
Everyone.
yeah, the world. But anyway,
After a sore loss.
yeah, and, like, you scored a try. I was like, it was the only time I've ever supported England in anything. I just wanted them to score a try.
That's
And they
so
did.
sad.
I was, like, so glad
I
for
can't
them.
believe if I was playing in the Australian team, I would have felt so bad to keep trying. Like, to keep on putting
Yeah,
tries on them.
You have to.
You have to, because otherwise they can make a comeback. But
Yeah.
90.
Silly. Ugh. What? Nike?
90.
Oh, 90, yeah. That's right.
That's
yeah.
more... Wait a second. Oh, no, I'm being silly. I was going to say that's more than 1 try every minute.
No, but yeah. The scoreboard beat the points.
Yeah.
Sorry, the minutes. Yeah. Yeah, and then they had the Panthers Sharks. So it was 4 games, and by the end, apparently people had left. It was just too long. So I think they're saying now 3 games is
Too much.
is the perfect amount.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what I think. And then my early, like, my before the season sort of predictions, like random predictions,
Yeah.
were that Jerome Luai would be moved to 5'8", back to 5'8", because he's playing halfback now at Tigers. I don't think that's actually realistic. I don't think it'll actually happen,
Okay.
because then they'd have to kick Lachlan Galvin out, who's like a young gun. Like, everyone's talking about him.
Yeah.
He's like 18, I think,
Up and
still.
coming.
Yeah. And he's like the next big thing.
Okay.
So they won't drop him to put Luai back in 5'8".
Yeah.
But I just thought, I'll just make that silly little prediction. And then my other one was that Zach Lomax, who moved. So Zach
Is it the
Lomax...
one with the eyes? Is his the eyes that turned down?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay, go.
Zach Lomax he was playing for the Dragons last year, and they moved him to the wing. And then he signed with the Eels because he wanted to play centre. He didn't want to be on the wing.
Oh, yeah.
But he had the best season of his life on the wing, right? He played Origin last year because he was playing on the wing. He would have never made Origin from centre.
Yeah.
And he moved to the Eels because he wants to play centre. So my prediction was that by round 10 this year, which is extremely early, and I don't actually think it'll happen this year, but you got to make it a little bit wild, By round 10 this year, the Eels will move him back to the wing, even though he signed there to play centre.
Nice.
They were my weird predictions. And the other one was that Panthers would
Did
win
you
5
do
in a row.
a ladder prediction?
No, I didn't.
That's all right.
I don't know. I don't know why. I can tell you who I think will be in the 8 now. But I won't tell you positions if you'd like.
No, don't tell me positions. Just let's do the 8. We'll record them down.
Okay. Storm. Well, I think everyone, or almost everyone in the 8 now is probably who I think will be. But anyway, Storm, Broncos, Manly, Raiders, Panthers. So that leaves 3 spots.
Surely Bulldogs.
Sharks.
What?
See, now I don't want to completely rule Roosters out, but I feel like I should just make it a little bit interesting. So I'll go. See, now I'm considering Dragons, Tigers, Rabbitohs, Bulldogs. Dragons, Tigers, Rabbitohs, Bulldogs. Tigers.
You put Tigers in top 8. They've been going from wooden spoon.
Yeah. I don't think they will, but there'll be massive improvement. There was already massive
As if you're not going to
improvement
put the Dogs in top 8.
The Dogs did really well last season.
Yeah.
And I think they'll do really well this season. But other teams have just improved so much, and the Tigers and the Bulldogs seem to just be as good as they were last season. That's my opinion.
You're slack.
So I think they might. I think if Bulldogs make the 8, I'll put them in the 8. Put the Bulldogs.
No, I don't want to force you.
No, put the Bulldogs. But I think they're coming 8th. I think they're just scraping through. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know. Who did I say? So now it's between Dragons and Rabbitohs. For that last spot. Don't I have 7 teams there?
Yeah.
Dragons or Rabbitohs? Dragons or Rabbitohs? Dragons were my other dark horse. Go Dragons.
Okay.
I think Rabbitohs don't have a good hooker to make it through.
Very interesting.
Latrell at fullback, when he's back, will be good, hopefully. As long as he stays out of trouble. Jamie Humphries is their halfback. I love Jamie Humphries. I think he's such a great player. This guy made his... I used to watch him in New South Wales Cup, yeah, because I write for them. And I thought, this guy's a great player. Then he made his debut last year for Manly. Played 1 game. And he killed it. I thought, this guy deserves like a chance, you know. Then he killed it, and I was like, that is not how good I thought he was. I thought he was good, but that was incredible. Then they sold him to the Rabbitohs. I thought that was a stupid move. And he wasn't meant to be the first choice halfback. But I assume from the way he trained and then the way he played in the trials, just killed it. And now he's their halfback. So I really like him. Not a massive fan of the hookers they have, though. Rabbitohs. Peter Mamuzelos, or whatever his name is, and I think Havili as well and stuff. Anyway, just these players that you don't know, but
No, yeah.
I just don't think they're good enough. And Cody Walker's good in 5'8".
Of course.
You know Declan Casey's at the Rabbitohs now?
Oh, why?
I don't know.
That's sad.
Yeah, Declan Casey. Massive fan of him. I hope he makes it. I hope he breaks through into the first grade team.
Yeah.
At least at some point, and just shows what he's capable of. That's all I want. And then, you know, if he goes to another club and becomes full-time starter there, fine. I just hope he breaks through. He's a great player. Anyway. That's about it.
Nice.
That's all the footy talk for now.
Sorry, I can't go further into it.
That's okay.
Feel free
You
to
did
talk
well.
more.
There will be some episodes coming up that will be heaps and
footy.
heaps of footy talk.
Footy only. No boys allowed.
What? I mean, I don't know about footy only. I mean, we might have some faith chats, I don't know, but it'll be heavy footy talk, you know,
Yeah.
which I'm excited for.
Me too.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. You
You have
good?
anything else to add? You want to say anything?
Not really.
Share a message to the world?
Do your homework.
Such a teacher. All right, Sarah. Well, I mean, I know you're here every week, but it's only right since you've sat in front of the camera
Oh my gosh.
that you throw your name on the ATG canvas.
This is so exciting.
It's an honor. It's an honor.
I feel
having you, Sarah.
unworthy. Oh, sorry. You do the moving. I get to sit down for once.
You can move if you
No,
like.
no, you go ahead.
Well, I'll pass you the texter. Do you know what you're gonna write?
Yeah.
Well done. Here you go.
What if I mess it up?
Don't.
I don't want to. I don't want to be like Francis Thames.
Francis
That
Thames.
guy.
That is one of the greatest mishaps ever. Be different. Come on. Be
This
different.
spot is calling me.
Well done. I like this season. People are being different. You know, signature name. Yeah, don't forget. And a message or Bible verse or whatever you want. You know the go. Don't stare at other people's ones
I
to
was
get an
seeing
idea.
if they did the abbreviation.
Just be. You just do you. Okay. Back yourself. Good.
I'm done.
What did you put? Tell us while I put the canvas back.
Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. And it is
Very neat.
the quote that has gotten me through my overthinking and life in general. So trust in God,
My butt in the way of that.
for He has plans. Oh wow,
You?
that was a nice thing to say in the middle of me sharing
I'm
my
so
quote.
sorry. Sorry.
No,
Please
I don't
repeat.
want to share it anymore.
Repeat.
Jeremiah 29:11.
Yeah.
For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. And then he goes on to say, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, and so on. So I've always loved that quote because it's just reassuring in my times of overthinking and stress that what's the big deal? God's got you back. Got your back.
Got you back.
Got you back. Baby got back. Oh, wait.
Bro, we were just speaking about modest speech.
I was saying it as in like, oh my God.
You unco.
Anyways.
Anyway, I should probably sit up for this. I'm sort of slouching.
I'm so short.
Why? Like
I never get to see
deep
my legs.
couches, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, to end it, just remember our life is not our own. We belong to Jesus Christ. So don't be afraid to go against the grain. God bless. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.